What is up, San Antonio Spurs fans, Portland Trail Blazers fans? Welcome to TSR Sports. We'll be doing a live play-by-play, reaction, scoreboard, who's in the game, etc. Interactive chat. You know the deal. Currently watching the end of the Pistons and the Celtics game, though. They're in overtime with a minute 46 left. The Celtics are up 119 to 115. So who would have thought the Detroit Pistons, a team that's lost $8 million in a row, are giving the Boston Celtics a run for their money tonight? Well, we'll probably stick with this game for a few more minutes. And former San Antonio Spur, Derek White, just hit a big three to put the Celtics up by 4. So, hey, former Spurs doing their thing. Good evening, Daniel. Good evening, Double Daniels. I have Double Daniels in the chat. Jonathan, you know, any given Sunday, right? Even the best teams in the world can lose, don't go undefeated. Except for the Miami Dolphins in the 70s. That's the last one I can think of. That's it, right? There was scout. Oh, Glaze of Bacon. No way. That's bad news, right? Or I mean, did you? I don't know. Did you at least have to show off your stuff before you got hurt? Zach, I'm watching the game now. Katana, I'm watching that game. There's a minute 46 left. The Celtics are up 119-115 after a Derek White three-pointer. Good evening, Lance. Of course, tonight we'll be looking at the Spurs versus the Trailblazers. So they also play tomorrow night at the same exact time, 10 p.m. Eastern, where I am. I don't think Wemby's going to play in the game tomorrow night, so I'm on the fence on whether I'll call that. I probably will, but we'll see. I was awfully tired tonight. I ended up taking a 2.5-hour nap before this game. I definitely needed it. The Celtics are on a 6-0 run, by the way, up 119-115. Pistons giving it all they got. Well, we need Derek White back. I don't see that happening. By the way, the full crew is, well, not the full crew. Most of the crew is here. Selena Gomez, thank you for joining me. Grogu over here hanging out. Coyote in the back. And, of course, me, TSR. And I'm rocking the old KJ jersey tonight. And Spurs have lost 5 in a row. Hopefully we can break the losing streak and win the game tonight. Maybe Wemby will drop 40 on the Trailblazers. You're finally awake. You're trying to cross the... But what? I am feeling pretty good, though. Glaze Bacon, are you really a Pistons fan? I had no idea. Jaguar, what's good? Hopefully our Spurs tonight. Jalen Duren's at the line right now. Player that, admittedly, I wanted the Spurs to draft last year. 9th on the board. They took Jeremy Sohan instead. It is what it is, but Duren has been a beast in the paint, something we could certainly use. And if the Spurs had, hindsight, of course, if they had Jalen Duren, he would be playing the 5, Wemby would be playing the 4. I think going to win tonight for sure. Pistons are probably going to lose a minute 15 left. Time will tell. Celtics chucking up some threes right now. Oh, Derek White with a bucket in the paint. Derek White comes through again for the Celtics, former San Antonio Spurs, if I hadn't said it already. And the Celtics are up 121-117 with a minute to go. Spur in a moment. Good evening. Zach, they are playing hard, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough. Derek White with 21 points tonight for the green team. Okay, Glaze Making, I got it. That's a miss by the Pistons, and they're going to be in trouble. And Celtics on a fast break. And a huge dunk, and the Celtics are up by 6 with 45 seconds to go, and that is probably going to do it for Detroit. Oh, okay, I got you, Federal Flav. I'm doing actually pretty good. Mick, I do like Wemby at center. I like that the Spurs have made that change. Zach Collins, I like Zach, but a starting center he is proving to not be. Isaiah, I like positivity. Do I miss Derek White? I mean, it wasn't working in San Antonio with the backcourt of DeJounte Murray and Derek White. Since they've split, Derek's doing well in Boston. DeJounte is, well, he's in Atlanta. And, you know, I'm one of those people that doesn't look back and do the, what if we kept this player? What if we kept that player? Because we don't know how things would have turned out. If they kept Derek White, are they a little bit better team? And then they don't get Victor Wembanyama. Everything happens for a reason. Were the Pistons up by 20 in this game? Wow, I did not know that. No, Andrew, she is at home tonight. Tonight was her birthday. And you may say, TSR, what the heck, why aren't you with her? But she was doing something with her mom, and I got to see her this morning and last night. So, yeah. Happy birthday, Miss TSR. I know you're watching. Happy 28th. Good evening, Bobby. February. Oh, man, I need a Spurs win. We need a Spurs win. And Spurs win would be great. Right, Selena? Spurs win? Feel good tonight? Yes, it would.
When you're ready, come and get it.
I know she's reading the chat, so she definitely sees the happy birthdays there. Where's the game, Zach? I'll tell you where the game is. Right here.
Sucker!
Isabel, oh my goodness, it is late where you are. Isn't it like 4 a.m. in the morning? Or I guess really early where you are? Well, thank you guys. I'm sure she appreciates that. Jay, good evening to you. I can't wait to get working out again. Now that my eyeball's getting better, I can get back to some lifting weights and running. I've been kind of out of it the last 5 or 6 weeks. I know it's fun to make fun of the Pistons right now, but I just kind of want to root for them to win just for Cade and the young guys. Man, I will say this. I did feel for them. While the losing streak is what it is, seeing the home crowd wearing bags on their head and chanting "sell the team," a touch much. I've been disappointed with the Spurs at times in the last few years, and this year, the New York Giants, Yankees, whatever, but I've never, ever thought to myself to chant "sell the team." The Detroit crowd has gotten rough on that young team, and I get the Pistons are bad. Sell the team is a little touch much. Tommy, good evening to you. Ronald, hello. Gabriel, good evening. Dog She, what's up? I did see Kate almost crying. That was rough. How about that the Pistons are involved in the longest streak in NBA history? Go up by 20 and head into halftime with arena fans booing that. Well, no, that's not towards them. Bashford Flexen, good evening. But the home crowd, Detroit's home crowd, I believe, has been chanting "sell the team." Yeah, I don't know. But go to overtime and come up short definitely sucks. Good morning from the Philippines. Yeah, Joe Flacco. A little comeback story with the Cleveland Browns. What's the score on that, Zach? I know the Browns were up like 27-13 over the Jets last I saw. I don't know where they're at now at this point in the game. I wanted the Pistons to win so they don't get the win against the Spurs. You know, there are Spurs fans that are very worried that the Pistons will still have that losing streak when we play them next month, and then we give up their first win since October. I think the one before that, but we'll see. Oh, Celtics fans sent Tatum the team in the halftime with boos. Well, if Pop was there, he would tell him not to do that. Thank you for that, Ronald. I admire fight from the Pistons. I'm sure they want this game. They got to be tired of losing, and it's 34-17. Ian, good evening to you. Go from the Philippines. Go Spurs. Well, we'll give you a go Spurs go. Kyle, that's not true. The bad boys, you mean like Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars and Bill Laimbeer and Dennis Rodman and company? Are you forgetting the Pistons won a championship in the early 2000s? Did they have both Wallaces at that time? Rasheed and Ben? Who's a little point guard? His name's escaping me. Little bald guy. They had a championship team in the 2000s. They took down, correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, did he not take down the Kobe and Shaq Lakers? The last iteration of that Lakers team? Kobe, Shaq, Karl Malone, and Gary Payton, their little super team thing. Wasn't that the Pistons that took them down? I feel like it was. Phil, don't say that. Chauncey Billups, that's right. Chauncey Billups. I couldn't remember his name. That was an underdog team for sure, but they made it work. Little extended interview with Scoot Henderson, and we have tip-off in 1:45. Just the tip. Starting lineups you got to wonder what Pop's recent comments that some changes are going to be made if players aren't playing up to their par, if you will. Are we going to start seeing more changes in the starting lineup? Is there anybody who's got a locked-in starting position on the Spurs team? You got to think Wemby's not going to get benched. Vassell, when healthy, I got to think, is locked in. And after that, I mean, we already saw Keldon go to the bench. I don't know. Pop could do anything. Richard Hamilton, all right, I've read about him, Fresh Zero, a.k.a. Rip Hamilton. They sure did depleted mine. Old Nate, good evening. The battle of tanking. Scoot Henderson will be in the starting lineup tonight. Shaedon Sharpe is out, and I believe Anthony Simons was questionable. I did see DeAndre Ayton was out. Brogdon! Malcolm Brogdon in the starting lineup tonight. Woohoo! I love saying his name, so be prepared to be annoyed at will. Moses Brown in the starting lineup. All right, this is totally not what I thought was going to be the starting lineup for Detroit tonight. Detroit, you had to try my Portland. Camera in the starting lineup. Don't know how to say his name, so my apologies to him. And Jeremy Grant getting the start. So are they kind of going small tonight? Is Anthony Simons out? Because he would be in the starting lineup. I believe Shaedon Sharp and DeAndre Ayton are officially out for the Detroit. I got Detroit in my head. The Portland Trailblazers. We're talking about Detroit. Now I got them all up in here. Dang it. I got Detroit out of my head. They're in my head. They're in mind games. The Portland Trailblazers. Sorry. I'm worried Pop will bench Wemby and start a random center off the street. If Pop benches Wemby, that could end up being the angriest Spurs video I've made. That would make zero sense, and I think fans would be absolutely livid and irate if that happened. Spurs New Year's resolution needs to be start a point guard the rest of the season. Good luck with that. I remember when my Rockets lost 20 straight games. It got to a point I didn't want to watch. Kyle, we got to 18. They just showed the Spurs starting lineup for a half a second. I saw Devin Vassell and Malachi Branham, and then they pulled it down. So I don't know what our starting lineup is. Yeah, furthermore, it's weird. I'm enjoying the comments on videos like that because you could clearly see who don't watch the videos. Like somebody kind of called me out and said, "What's wrong with you? Why do you want DeJounte back?" And I'm like, "You clearly didn't watch the video. You commented on the thumbnail, which comment still helps the video. If that person also thumbed it up, appreciate it. But it becomes kind of funny when a lot of the comments, especially as we're going more into controversial Spurs territory. I was talking about Brian Wright yesterday in his draft. What I think he's done well and what he hasn't, and just interesting to see who's commenting 5 seconds in the video and then not watching the rest, because it shows. I don't care. Hey, I appreciate it. No matter what. If you're watching 5 seconds of the whole video, you're still supporting the channel. So there we go. Champagny, Sohan, Wembanyama, Vassell, Branham. That's been the starting lineup for the Spurs for a while. The players are on the court, and away we go. Let's get a win tonight, Spurs fans. Wemby versus Grant on the jump ball. Wemby should easily win this, which means he probably won't because I said that. Or he will. It is light where I am. It's probably light where you are too. Hopefully the Spurs can make us happy that we stayed up late. Wemby in the paint right now, throws it up off the glass, and Victor Wembanyama gets on the board first with the bucket. Spurs fan, what's up? Adriel, good evening. Final score 120-122 Pistons loss. Jaguar, I don't know what Pop's deal is with Wemby right now. I don't know why we're not running plays, and I don't know we're not starting a point guard to get the most out of him as Malachi Branham turns the ball over. In the last game the Spurs played, when he turned the ball over, Pop immediately pulled him out. So we'll see. Moses Brown would have followed put-back dunk for the Pistons. They are now officially on the board. It is 2-2. Sohan in the paint. Out to Brandon. Brandon going to drive baseline. Gets it back to Sohan. Sohan throws it up off the glass. That's a brick, but we have a foul. We're going to have 2 free throws coming up. Champagny, we got him on a good contract. He's streaky, like a lot of guys. Man, how many highlighters did Vassell use on those shoes? You know what? Jeremy Sohan's wearing some yellow sneakers himself, and he's at the line for 2. Marcus, I agree. Good grief. Vassell's shoes are bright yellow, and so are Sohan's. They're kind of an eyesore. It is 28 losses in a row. Actually, Glazed Bacon, she texted me that this morning. She is not happy whatsoever that Jordan is down in the G League. Brandon, good evening to you. Ron, good evening to you. Lance, my right eye is dilated. The medication I took is still causing it to be dilated, so I've got Marilyn Mansonines right now. One eye is big, one eye is little. I'm sorry. It's probably a little weird, but yes, my right eye is, huge. I stopped taking the medication yesterday that causes it to dilate, but it's still quite dilated and quite annoying and quite weird to look at. If I do say so myself. That pull-up jumper is going to be short for Brogdon. Spurs trying to get it up the court fast to Wemby. Fast break is interrupted, but Wemby will toss it out to Brandon for 3, and he hits the 3. Spurs up 6-2. Yes, Keldon Johnson is on the bench. All the Pelicans fans are mad. I mean, she was telling me that at the start of the season, he was in the top 5 NBA rookie rankings for, contending for Rookie of the Year, and now he's in the G League. That sucks. I sure do, Kyle. No, Marcus, I don't think there's any chance the Spurs get DeJounte Murray. Some people have been talking about it on the channel. I saw the article and I was like, you know what? It's a conversation piece. It's not a trade rumor. I didn't label it as a trade rumor because I don't think it is anything that's going to happen. The Hawks just aren't going to give up that much to get it. Or the Spurs aren't going to give up what the Hawks gave to get him back. And with the bad blood that the team has, not bad blood, but with the negative comments Murray made on his way out, I don't see him coming back. Scoot Henderson hits the layup in the paint. Back the other way. Wemby for three, and it's in. Wemby off to a good start tonight. He's already got 5 points in the first 2 minutes. That's what I like to see. And how about a Portland Trailblazer turnover on the other end? Yes, Cullen is launching the ball off the bench. He did take 20 shots the other night. And side note, a little side news. A lot of you know that I'm a comic book junkie. Got some really bad news that I just found about tonight that CGC, the big grading company for comic books, there's a huge scandal going on right now. And I'm worried it's going to really hurt the industry and could devalue a lot of books. And there's a lot of videos on YouTube if you search for CGC grading scandal. If you're interested, it sucks. I guess the short of it I can put, if anybody, I know my girlfriend's watching, she was interested, is CGC slabs were thought to be, secure, and you would not be able to crack a case open without the case cracking and this, that, and the other. Whatever book was in that case was not coming out unless you wanted to pull it out and the case would be destroyed. Well, somebody found a Wemby in the paint, throws it up, and another bucket for Wemby. Somebody found a way to crack the case open and swap books without breaking the case. So you could be thinking you're buying a book rated a 9.2 and you're actually taking a lower valued book that's like an 8.0, and then they take that better book and send it back in and get it that newer grade, and you are paying more for books that are a worse grade. Now, the one thing I would say about this is CGC's grader notes are available on their website, and there's usually a picture of the book, so you should, before buying any type of graded book, making sure it looks like the book on their website and the defects in the book match. So it might not be as big of a deal. If it could just be people buying blind and not doing any homework on the book. Back to the game, though. Where's Portland Trailblazers ball? That jumper in the paint is no good. Ball's going to roll into Devin Vassell's hands, and the Spurs are on the run. They're up 11-4 with 8:40 to go. Brown thinks about another three and said he's going to get into Wemby in the paint. Wemby out to Sohan. Sohan will start to take off. Throws up a jumper in the paint, and the Spurs are cooking right now. We have a Portland timeout. Spurs up 13-4. Man, if Wemby was going to drop 40 tonight, that would be great. I swear all grading companies are dodgy since the pandemic boom for collectibles. Lance, yes. Whether it's a comic book, a baseball card, a Magic the Gathering card. And grading is subjective. I could hold up Coyote and say I grade Coyote a 9.8. You could take a look at Coyote and say I grade him a 9.2. Then an independent third party might say, well, he's a 9.4. Grading is so subjective. Yes, there's rules and guidelines, but in the end, it's an opinion. It's an opinion of what you think the book is. Or the item, whatever it may be. It's the worst thing I think to ever happen to comic books, the grading thing. To me, it makes no sense. You can't read the book. As a Magic the Gathering player, graded game cards, I think, are absolutely stupid unless you're like grading something from the very first set. But you can't play with a graded card. I play Commander. You have a 100-card deck. You can't shuffle a graded card in there inside its case. A lot of people would like to see Cade Cunningham on the Spurs. Rich, what was a player in the 2022 draft people were tanking for? Last year? I'm trying to remember who went number 1 overall. Who did go number 1 overall last year? Shoot, it wasn't that long ago. I'm drawing a blank. I remember who we took. The first time I played 2K, I was drafted by the Blazers and won a championship in my 3rd season. So you made yourself. I do that as well. I never notice your eyes because your Grover chin is so miserable. My eyes are... Look at my eyes. I'm sure that's freaky with one pupil small and one big. J Money, good evening. Hi, good evening to you. You went to the Pistons game. J Money, you saw a darn good game. The Pistons were fighting tonight. In the end, they couldn't pull it off in overtime. Vincent, greetings from Colombia. Go Spurs, go to you. Paulo Bancaro, thank you. Wemby's now in the 3rd spot for Rookie of the Year? Wait, Joe Dindo, who's past him? I got to assume Chet Holmgren's past him. Who is the other player? Is that similar to coins? Grading makes them less and less valuable? Grading is supposed to make your items more valuable, but if people don't trust the grading company, that could hurt in the long run. I totally forgot Paulo Carl. I remember our 3 draft picks. Well, actually, we had 4. I don't remember the 4th guy anymore. Jeremy Sohan last year, followed by Malachi Branham, and last but not least, Blake Wesley. And Blake has been looking better. And then we picked that other dude in the 2nd round that we traded off. I don't remember his name. Stanley something. I don't know. Still in the timeout. The Miami Heat rookie. Okay. Wow. I had no idea Wemmy's dropped in the rankings. That's not the face of somebody in the know. It is Portland ball. They are down by 9. We have a drive in the paint, and that's a miss by Jeremy Grant. Gets the ball back. 12 on the shot clock for the Blazers. Pull up 3 by Scoot. He's going to scoot out of the hoop, and Wemby with the rebound. And he's going to get fouled. 13-4. Depleted mind, good evening to you. Jamie Jacquez, or whatever his name is, moving to Jamie Jacquez, or whatever his name is. CJ Stroud has been great for you. Yes, he has. I don't know a lot about him, Glazing Bacon. Clearly, I didn't realize he was up there in the Rookie of the Year standings. Denman, good evening. We are for now. It's the first quarter, though. It's early. Brandon for 3 is going to rattle around, and it's good. 16-4. What is happening? Of course, the Spurs, many a game, have a lead in the first quarter, and then that's the last time we see the lead. So I don't want to get too overexcited. That 3-pointer is no good, and the rebound will fall back into the hands of Portland, and now it's a loose ball on the floor. Champagny driving for the ball. And finally, the Spurs get the loose ball. Malachi Branham with it. 7.5 minutes to go. Spurs up 16-4. Wemby with the ball right now on 3-point land. Drops it off to Devin Vassell. Wemby having a good first quarter so far. I don't think Wemby's gone for 20 in quite some time, so I'd like to see him do that tonight. Wemby's going to get fouled in the paint. The refs are not shy with the fouls tonight. Let me just say that, Spurs fans. Pop's not playing Wemby enough minutes and not putting the best lineups for him to win Rookie of the Year. I would agree with that. Non-shooting foul, Spurs ball. To get the ball back into Victor, 12 on the shot clock. Wemby averaging 3 blocks per game, which leads the NBA. Just saying. Vassell going to drive in the paint, throws up a tough shot over the defender, 18-4. Yes, the Spurs love to play good in the first half, and then the second half they forget how to play basketball. Julian Champagny with the steals. That's another Portland turnover. Drops it off to So and bringing up the court. Drops it off to Malachi Branham. Branham going to drive in the paint. Pull-up jumper is in and out. Burger. I did not know that, Kyle. Oh, good for him. Another turnover for Portland. Spurs got a fast break. Going to drop it off to Wemby. He's going to fly in the paint. Throw it down the old American
Thunder dunk of justice.
Man, the Spurs look angry tonight. Wemby with how many? 9 points now? Grant drives in the paint, misses a layup. Wemby with the rebound. Wemby will bring it up for the Spurs. 20-4 halfway through the first quarter. Finds Champagny. Champagny gets clothesline. Clothesline from hell. Carlos, good evening to you. Toby, good evening. San Antonio Hotspur. Problem is, while Wemby is racking up the blocks, he's not grabbing any boards. He is actually averaging over 10 boards a game. The problem is, overall as a team, we kind of suck at getting the boards. Nice start for Victor, though. That was a hard foul, Julian. 2 free throws for Champagny coming up right now. First free throw was good. Spurs up 21-4. And Victor is going to check out. We got Kelvin John. I think he's going to check out. You can check in, but you can't check out. Yep, Zach Collins checking in. I think that's it. I thought Kelvin was checking in. I guess he's not. Free throw's good. 22-4 Spurs up. Yep. Wemby off to a fantastic start. Time to pull him out. Didn't even get to 6 minutes. Blazers ball 22-4. Grant will pass it out for 3. No good. Ball's going to go out of bounds, and it'll be Spurs ball. Jeez. Nothing going right for the Blazers tonight, which I'm fine with as a Spurs fan. I mean, just saying. Champagny will check out. I'm going to guess Kelvin's checking in, and yes, he is. Grant Walker, Thibault, Mays, and Henderson on the floor. Jeremy Sohan's going to fly in the paint.
Thunder dunk of justice.
What is happening here? Scoot Henderson drives in the paint. He's going to get fouled. He's going to go to the line for 2. Jorge, good evening to you. Marcus, I don't know what's happening on that one. Yes, another good first quarter, but we got to wait until the second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter before counter chickens before they hatch. Scoot at the line for 2. First free throw is good. He's rocking some sunglasses out there. James, all good? Yeah, we should get one of these up, Isabel. Scoot makes them both, and that stops a run by the Spurs. I think we were on an 8-0 run, a 10-0 run, whatever it was. It was a lotto run. Yes, Yo-Yu, this is what we want. Kokoshibo, good evening. Off to a good start. And as soon as I say that, Demisel turns the ball over, and then Jeremy steals the ball right back. Jeremy in the paint, layup, good. Portland fans probably not too happy right now with the start of this game. I'm loving it. Like McDonald's, I'm loving it. But we have to maintain it for 48 minutes, and that's something the Spurs have not done this year. That pull-up 3 is a brick by Skylar Mays. Spurs ball, Sohan will bring it up, takes off, gets into the paint, flies in, and gets the layup, and man, and one! All right, I'll show the game since you said to.
Sucker!
No, Joe Dindo. Detroit was winning against the Celtics. They ended up losing. Vanika, go Spurs, go to you. Celtics won in overtime. Somebody said the Pistons were up by 20 at one point in the game and ended up losing in overtime. They totally pissed in that game. Driving the paint. Grant misses the layup. Zach Collins with the rebound. Gets it up to Sohan. Sohan will drive. Gets into the paint. Tosses it out to Trey Jones, who's checked in. Jones back to Sohan. Thinks about the jumper. Instead going to drive. Back to Jones. Playing a little hot potato. Jones turns the ball over. Trey Jones has been a little more turnover prone lately, which is something. He's been one of the best players on our team with assist to turnover ratio, but the last few games he's been a little off. Collins' little jumper in the paint is good. 31-6. William Juby, good evening to you, my friend. You know, Baby Joseph, that might have been the best thing for the Spurs. The Bulls announcer just calling them out left and right. That pull-up 3 is no good. That was Matisse Thybulle. Nothing going right for the Blazers at all. 31-6. I don't even know what's happening here. Vassell going to launch a long 3. No good. Probably not the shot we're looking for there. Sohan has looked better. Gabriel. Now that the point guard experiment is over, he's played a lot better. Nice job by Jeremy Grant getting into the paint, muscling in a bucket, and Pop didn't like it. He didn't call a timeout. Exactly. Stop jacking up threes. Play Spurs basketball. By the way, if you have not hit the thumbs up, would appreciate if you would.
Go Spurs, go! Go Spurs, go!
My phone's almost dead. Oh well. Spurs acting like they're playing in Phoenix. Maybe it's the P teams we do good against. Phoenix, Portland, I don't know. Once players start playing hot potato, things crumble players. Yes, I agree 100%. Bulls announcers are the real MVP. Nice. Victor Vassellman's looking better. I like Champagne starting for us because of his height and defense. He just needs to attack the paint more. I don't seem to... I don't say it's going to happen right now. He's more of a three-point specialist. Maybe he could turn into a solid 3-and-D player. Will he ever be a long-time starter for us? I doubt it. But I would love it if he proved me wrong. On a note, wouldn't want DJ back in the Spurs. Would rather have Quincy from New York. Yeah, people am I talking about on the channel? I saw the article this morning and thought, this is probably a good time to talk about, should we bring DeJounte back? There's no way I see it happening on either side, which I said in the video. Highly unlikely. If he came back, okay, I'd root for him. Don't see it happening. We've looked good at times. It's just the collapses. We had that third quarter collapse or fourth quarter collapse, whatever it may be. I'm trying to get my hoodie aligned here. Or they should be looking for him. How do you miss a 7'4" guy? Message got delivered. Spurs fans, the Bulls announcers repeatedly in game said, how do they keep missing Victor Wembanyama? There he is. It's like they're not passing to him on purpose. They said stuff like that throughout the game, and that is not good. Las Vegas laying odds how long before Spurs fall behind? Oh, Paul. Christian Jose, good evening. I like them getting the ball to Wemby. A win's a win, even against the Blazers. Saw the DJ video. Thanks for watching, Ronald. By the way, anybody that's been watching the content on this channel, I appreciate it. Whether you're here just for the non-lives, you're here for the lives, you're here for both, I appreciate your support. I think this is going to be a fun ride over the next few years. It's going to be a little tough this year for our channel, as the Spurs have been, well, they've been bad. Once this team starts getting good, we're going to see a lot of Spurs fans starting to show up here, and new and old alike, I think. Homer, I do prefer like 90s, early 2000s NBA over today's NBA. I don't like seeing teams chuck up 40 to 50 three-pointers a game. It is what it is. I didn't see Aldridge make comments on Kawhi and Pop. Is this recent? I actually did watch the Detroit loss, Victor. Good evening, Odyssey. Go Spurs, go to you. Ewan's French, it's early where you are. I know you guys are like 6 hours ahead. It's late where I am, 10:30. It's very early where you guys are. Spurs up 31-8, 3.5 minutes to go. Kellen Johnson's going to launch a three. It's going to go in and out. Dang it. Look, Doug, do we still trust Pop? Yes and no. I think there's finally some heat on Pop, which is why the other night he mentioned that if players aren't getting the job done, that they're going to have to come out. I don't know how much heat would be on him. Maybe he's putting heat on himself. Jabroni Walker with the put back in the paint for the Portland Trailblazers. But you got to think, Pop being a coach he's got to be tired of losing. And maybe he's finally realizing, I've let the inmates run the asylum for far too long. I got to take over. Dougie for three. Kokoshibo, Wemby's off to a good start. The problem is he got pulled after less than 6 minutes of play. He might still be on a minutes restriction because of the ankle injury he had earlier this week. I sincerely doubt he plays tomorrow night on the back-to-back. Very much doubt he plays tomorrow night. It is Portland ball. That pull-up three is no good. Keldon with the rebound. I still trust Pop. You got to let the kids play to see what he got. Chetty Osmond with the ball right now. Gets it over Dougie. Dougie back to Zach Collins. Keldon not rocking a headband tonight, so no headband power. Collins drives in the paint. Little jump hook, no good. Trey Jones putback is, but we're going to have a foul before all that took place. And I think Zach is going to the line for two, and he is. We got some guys I'm not familiar with out there on the Portland Trailblazers. I'm going to jot them down. I don't know who Wainwright is. Zach Collins at the line for two. First one's good. Spurs are up 35-10. Have a legit shot. A legit shot at dropping 40 on Portland this quarter. Jabari Walker is going to the locker room. I think he dislocated his finger. Ed Kills, good evening to you. Hopefully he's okay. Never wish injury on an opposing team. Collins' second free throw. Swish. Killed the fish. 36-10. I would agree, Ronald. I do like Keldon from the bench right now. I don't know if I like him shooting 20 shots off the bench, but if he's going to be the spark plug off the bench, then so be it. That three is no good, and Zach Collins will get the rebound. Portland just struggling to... Portland's field goal percentage right now is 21%. The Spurs are shooting 76%, so night and day there on the field goal percentage. Dougie with a follow-up three, no good. 36-10, minute and a half to go. Come on, Spurs, let's get the 40. Drop a 40 on these Portland Trailblazers. Wow. That pull-up jumper in the paint is no good, and I don't know some of these Portland Trailblazers, so my apologies as Trey Jones loses the ball out of bounds, but it was touched by Portland. It'll be Spurs ball. Imagine being up 30 after the first quarter. We're pretty close to that. I think we'll get the 40. Wemby is on the bench right now, Cheese Lewis, but he did play. He had 9 minutes in the first 6 minutes of the game, and then Pop pulled him because, Chetty Osmond gets in the paint, layup good, 38-10. This is crazy. This is crazy. Thibault for three. Matisse Thibault nails the three, and Blazers needed that. They're down by 25. Zach Collins is going to launch a three. Off the back rim, no good. It is Blazers ball. 38-13, 50 seconds to go. Skylar Mays going to drive, gets into the paint. They'll pass it out. And we're going to have a whistle, and I think Tybull is going to go to the line. And he is for 2 shots. The coach plays, I know! Coach, by the way, I want to say, I noticed you've been doing a crap ton of NFL shorts. Keep up the good work, man. I thought that was hilarious with the Chiefs game where the guy fell on the trainer's table. I don't know, I watched it today. If you guys aren't familiar with the Coach Plays, good dude. He does a lot of sports content, probably NFL content the most right now. I would think, especially with the playoffs heating up, or the playoffs around the corner. But good dude, check him out. Your video game stuff is still up, by the way, some of it. I was clicking on your oldest videos, and some of the video game stuff was there. And you had a crazy big beard back in the day, my man. Both free throws good. Spurs ball up by 24. One of the best first quarters the Spurs have had, or the Blazers are just that bad. We're going to have a reach and foul. That's an offensive foul. Offensive foul on the Spurs. That is correct, Gabriel. That was a starting 5. Mars, good evening to you. When Rich doesn't know the names of an open player, great things happen, such as Pink Sneakers Guy. And you're welcome, Coach. That pull-up 3 is no good from the corner. Spurs while Zach Collins with the rebound. And there's about 5 seconds between the shot clock and game clock, so Blazers should have the last shot of the quarter. Robert, I'm always worried when we have a big lead in the first quarter or first half, and then we play, well, then the third quarter happens. Trey Jones is going to take off, drops it off, and Zach Collins' corner 3 is no good. We're not going to get to 40 points. Dang it. Dang it, Zach. Stop shooting 3s. That 3 at the end of the quarter is no good by Wainwright, and that's right. That wasn't Wainwright, was it? Who was that? I don't know who that was. Portland Trailblazer guy missed a 3. I'll try to come up with a snappy nickname for him. I mean, they're out quite a DeAndre Ayton's out. Anthony Simons is not playing. Shaden Sharp is out. The Blazers are missing some of the guys that I do know, which means they're going deep on the roster, and they might go deep because they play the Spurs again tomorrow night at the exact same time. Leo looks up, he says, another good start. Another very good start, but I wouldn't trust the Spurs. I will celebrate after the last buzzers. Yes, I would wait until the game is over before I get excited. I agree. Julian Champagny starting definitely threw me off. Big time. I got a Wemby jersey for Christmas. Nice, Cheese Lewis. Yes, he does, Gabriel. John, I'm in Go Spurs Go to you. By the way, if you're feeling a little sleepy, how about a little Thomas? Let's win one for Coyote, guys. Let's win one for Coyote. CB, that would be the worst. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine if the Pistons come into the Spurs game with the, I don't know, 35-game losing streak? He broke it against, oh my god. Oh boy, would I be doing a rage video the next day. Boy, would I ever. I would not be happy about that. But the Spurs are up by 24. And you know what that means? That means a little Coyote dance. Because Coyote's happy that the Spurs are up. Clapping his hands. Moving his butt. Thank you, look, Doug, appreciate that. We're up to like a whole 50-something followers on the Twitter, or X, or whatever it's called these days. I would not put any money on anything. And yes, next year, the last game of the season is Spurs versus Pistons. That could be for draft position if the Pistons can figure out how to win any games. I mean, granted, we're not killing it ourselves, but we do have twice as many wins as Detroit. Jokic currently 19, 13, 9, 8 of 8, and 2 of 2, almost a perfect. Wow. He's pretty good, that Nikola Jokic. Pretty good. That's what I'm afraid of. Pistons beating us. I hope not. I would like Wemby to at least get over 20. I don't think it's been a while. Or, I'm sorry, I think it's been a while since Victor has scored at least 20 points. So I'd like to see him get back, north of the 20 mark. I think he's been hovering around like 13, 15, 17 for a while. Portland ball, and Wemby is going to be out there to start the second quarter. Spurs up 38-14. It feels like almost a mirage to be up by this much. And I don't know if our defense was that good, or Portland's offense is just that bad. Wainwright for 3, no good. Victor with the rebound. He'll bring it up for San Antonio. Drops out Trey Jones. Jones going to get the alley-oop to Wemby. And Wemby with the alley-oop layup. Jones looking for Wemby on the oop. We'll take it. Take anything we can get, right? Brogdon drives into the paint. Passes it out to go around the world. Now drive into the paint. And that layup is totally no good. And now blocked by Wemby on Moses Brown. Brown with the ball again. Gets knocked out of bounds. And it's going to be Portland ball. Yes, Kyle. You know what? You're right. Whoever loses Detroit, it is going to be embarrassing. And no, Mito, that score is not a typo. It is 40-14. 40-14. 11 minutes to go. Pull-up jumper is good by Jeremy Grant. Grant having one of the few people having a good game for the Portland Trailblazers. Rich, the Frostbank Arena has a location where you can get custom jerseys made on site. My next game, I'm going to get you a TSR Sports number 69 custom Spurs jersey. What? Oh, I was waiting. Phil, you did that, and what I'm wearing, you have done enough, my man. Oh my gosh, I can't. It's 69 Spurs jersey. That would be my number of choice. We're gonna have a foul, but Wemby with his third block already tonight. Thunder block of justice. Looks like actually the bottom of the backboard also blocked Malcolm Brogdon's shot there. That's Spurs wall. Sweet baby Jesus. Yes, he was a sweet baby. Has Kelman scored tonight? I feel like he hasn't. It is Spurs ball. Mismatch for Wemby. They can't quite find him. Back to Wemby, and they forced the pass. Needed to be higher. Wemby, 7'4", guys. Get the ball up in the air. Balls up. Balls up. That I don't want that to be clipped. That three-pointer is no good. Spurs ball. Trailblazers really sucking on offense tonight. Everything they throw up is just bad. Wemby with the layup in the paint, no good. Gets fouled, going to go to the line for two. Wemby is happy, and that's good. JPA, good evening to you. Thunder dunk of justice and thunder block of disrespect. Ooh, I like thunder block of disrespect. That's a good one, Phil. Kellen tried the oop to Wemby. It just needed to be a little bit higher as Skylar Mays was able to break it up. Victor at the line. He's got, I don't know what his stat line is, but it's actually pretty darn good tonight. First free throw is going to be good. 43-16. How is a no Wemby? It's Isabella hasn't been going at all. I'll be honest. I haven't worked on it. I've been just a little with the medication I'm on for my eye. I've been a little out of it this week and last week. It's been affecting my sleeping a ton, and I'm probably being a little forgetful to do things. I do want to work on the Victor Wembanyama song sooner than later, though. I've not worked on the lyrics on that at all this week, and that should be my focus tomorrow. I need to remember to do that. Portland ball. Brogdon for three. Nope, sorry. Scoot Henderson for three. I don't know what I saw there. Scoot Henderson for three. He's got 7 points tonight. Has almost half of the Portland Trailblazers points. Keldon wide open for three after the Wemby pass. Front rim, no good. It's going to be Thunderball. Oh my gosh. I'm tired. I'm clearly tired. I got Thunder block of justice and Thunder dunk of justice in my head. And now the Blazers on a bit of a run. It's 44-21. 15 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 blocks for Wemby. That is a nice start, Albert. Wemby's going to launch a straight up three. Back iron, no good. 44-21. Blazers looking to kind of cut into this lead. Scoot Henderson gets... I think he got blocked, but the follow-up dunk is absolutely huge. But I think that was Baja. Who the hell's Baja? Blonde hair guy, Baja. I don't know who that is. But he just had a monster dunk. Exactly. We need to chill with the threes. 44-23. Let's not let this team back in it. It's far too easy going runs in the NBA. Let's settle down. I don't know if that counts as a block, Phil. I was wondering that too. Was that a block? I'm not sure on that. Still, we're up by 21. And let's just simmer down, Spurs. I think I need to plug my phone in, or I want to be in trouble tomorrow. I'm at 13%. I need to plug my phone in. I'll put up the Go Spurs Go while I go plug my phone in. I'll be right back, my friends. Oh, my charger. I'm glad I got up first, Dan, because turns out I'm not going to better light on. And I don't like wasting electricity. Electricity is not free. Alright, let's get this down here. Boop. Alright. Can we get a Wemby trip dub? Probably not. It was an assist. What happened here? Why does everything seem off now? Did this move? Sorry, Coyote. Coyote down. Coyote down. There we go. Luckily, he's squishy, so he doesn't get hurt. I would like to get 100 thumbs up, Bobby February, and more importantly, a Spurs win. Can't be a coincidence that the government is admitting the existence of aliens during Wemby's rookie season. 30 blocks, all right, did not count. Blake Wesley's looked better lately. I would definitely be up for some Blake Wesley action, especially if the Spurs are crushing Portland going into the fourth. Give Blake some playing time. Give him the whole fourth quarter. Detroit will win soon with Durham back in the lineup. I didn't know he was out. They didn't give him the block. Okay. Detroit's going 2-80, huh? 2-80? 10 blocks will probably happen, Jason. I agree. Just a matter of not if, a matter of when. He deflected that ball. I thought that was a shot attempt. I would have given him a credit for the block, but I'm also a little biased. Jim, I hope he gets Rookie of the Year. We'll see. There's some stiff competition out there. Chet Holmgren and now Jamie Jaquez apparently is in the top 3 and actually has passed Wemby on some NBA rookie leaderboards for Rookie of the Year. 44-23 under 9 minutes to go. Cedi Osmo bringing it up for San Antonio. Blazers are on a 7-0 run in the last minute. Spurs need to get back to getting some good shots and making said shots. Champagne with the ball at three-point line drops it off to Dougie. And that's almost a turnover for the Spurs. We're going to have to launch a 3 with the clock expiring. Champagne's 3 is no good. It's a 4 shot as the 24-second clock was expiring. I just realized Victor is surrounded by a lot of three-point shooters right now. Champagne, Branham, McDermott, Osman. Pop going with relatively a smaller lineup, except for Wemby, of course. He did mention that he wanted to put him around a bunch of guys that are, can shoot from the perimeter. And he's done that now. That's a 9-0 run. Scoot Henderson pull-up jumper, 44-25. The Spurs are letting Portland right back in the game. It's a 19-point lead. Champagne steps out of bounds. Turnover for the Spurs. I still have not watched the new HEB commercials. I need to do that. We're up, JPA, but this lead is slowly evaporating. Good evening, Walker. Texas Ranger. Jeremy Science checking back in for San Antonio. Cedi Osman's checking out. Osman's been, his season's been a yo-yo this year. There's been a few games where he's looked great, then he disappears for a few games. Right now he's in disappearing mode. Hopefully he can turn that around sooner than later. Ball's going to go out of bounds. It's going to stay with Portland. Check out the Wemby's first. I should check that out, Daniel. Wemby will have a quad dub in his career with field goal, assists, rebounds, and blocks. Probably. Well, a quadruple double. Vassell checks in, McDermott out. David Robinson is the last player to do that. Not for the Spurs, but in the entire NBA. And that was, 1994? It's been a long time. We have a drive. Miss. Badji with the putback. Miss. We're going to have a foul. 2 free throws coming up for Badji. The Jordan 257, it's a little like that. ESPN posted a notification that Detroit extended their losing streak. Really? How many times have the Spurs blown a game? It might be double digits. There's been so many games where the Spurs had the lead First free throw is good for Baji, and just could not hold on to it. The last game we played, weren't the Spurs up by like 20 in the first quarter and then lost? It just, second free throw is no good. 44-26, 18-point lead. 10-0 run for Portland. Malachi Brown with the ball right now for the Spurs. Gets it to Wemby. Wemby in the paint. Turns the ball over. Good grief. And Champagnie going to chase after Brogdon. Gets the block from behind. Ball's going to go out of bounds. It'll stay with Portland. Yeah, the third quarter is when we're supposed to lose the lead, start losing the leads. Not in the second. Nintendo Lego NBA fan, good evening. He says, just want to check in and say, go Spurs, go. I don't feel safe with the large leads either. Not to miss for Portland. Devasel with the rebound. We'll bring it up for San Antonio. 7 minutes to go. 44-26. And the Spurs are ice cold here in the second quarter. Ice cold. Wemby with the ball right now. Drops it off to Devin. And we're going to have a foul on Portland. Reaching foul. They are young and inexperienced. But we have some we're young, but not everybody's young. Kelvin's been in the system for, 5 years now? Devin, 4 years. Zach Collins been in the NBA for 6 or 7 years. Dougie, Chetty. There's the young part of the team is our most recent draft picks. Wemby, Sohan, Branham, and Wesley. 4 of them are 19, 20, 20, and 20, I believe. Branham pull-up jumper in the paint, no good. We can't get a bucket. And Zach Collins, I believe, is fouled, and he is. Seriously, we can't. Would we have 38 points going into the second quarter? We only have 6 points right now, halfway through the second. Wemby's not in the game. John Lewis, he's not in. He just came out. That's who's on the floor at the moment. See it on the court? Wemby is not on the court. Jeremy Sohan flies in the paint, throws up a layup, no good, and then gets absolutely rejected. He was fouled. I think he might be going to the line for 2. Yeah, exactly. No three-pointers, Zach. Fouls on Grant. A lot of fouls being called in this game. Jeremy going out to the line for 2. Oh my gosh, Jeremy's facial hair is killing me. It just, ugh. He's got his sideburns are his natural hair color, and then he still has the dyed stuff, and it looks kind of silly. Celtics are 14-0 on the road, and the Pistons almost took it to them tonight. Toumani Camara checking back in for Portland. Thibault out. Sohan second free throw is good. Back to 20-point game as the drought finally ends for the Spurs. They haven't gotten a field goal in a while, but at least finally got some points. And it's Portland ball. They're down by 20. Playing much better so far in the second quarter than they did in the first. Thankfully, the Spurs still have a pretty sizable lead. Grant for 3. No good. He's going to get fouled. Don't foul the three-point shooter. I believe the Spurs are the youngest team in the league. And we've been saying that all year. Pop keeps pulling him after like 5 or 6 minutes. And then he sits for a really long time. It's frustrating. How many blocks did they say they have, Fonzo? Are they still saying 3? Penalty Cuber, good evening to you. By the way, if anybody's new to the channel, this is obviously a sports channel. Primarily cover the San Antonio... Whoops, that's wrong. Free throw area. Primarily cover the San Antonio Spurs. Been a Spurs fan for over 30 years. Also covering the New York Giants. Probably going to start covering the Yankees again next year. Do some other NBA content as well on the side. And I have a lot of fun here. So if you're a Spurs fan, Wemby fan, make sure you hit the like, hit the subscribe, and I'd love to have you join the channel. Kellen Johnson checking back in for San Antonio. Richard Pop keeps sending players how... Exactly. Good evening, David Lee. Champagnie out. Kelvin in. Grant at the line for one more. Grant's having a good game for Portland. I got to feel like he's got at least 10 points. I've been saying his name a lot. One of the few bright spots for Portland tonight. Portland on a 13-2 run in the last 3.5 minutes. Grant has 7. All right, I said he had probably 10. He's got 7. Vassell will drive to the paint, throws it up. Going to get blocked. Goaltending. 48-29. Is that the David Lee? It would be. Hey, Goofron! Yes, I still have no friends. That's not true. My two best friends are right here. And I don't mean your pals in the Winnebago. You can't see Coyote because Grogu's ears are so huge. Brogdon for three. Brogdon! 16-point game. That's how we go. Vassell, baseline jumper, no good. This Coyote can sit on his ear. Scoreboard flies into the paint, misses a layup. Jeremy Soyan gets the loose ball, Spurs ball. 5.5 minutes to go. Only a 14-point lead. Collins into the paint. Layup gets rejected. Baji saying, get that stuff out of here. Brogdon drives in the paint. He's going to get fouled. Throws it up. No good. Going to go to the line for two. This Baji dude is playing, but he plays mean. And I mean that like, he plays angry. I like it. Have I said lately that Collins sucks? Hugo, good evening. This is I'm just watching this lead slowly go away. First free throw was no good. They are, Kyle, cutting the lead much more than I'm comfortable with. 28-point lead down to 14. Yep. Sounds about right. Can we get Wemby back in the game? Nope, apparently not. Branham, Johnson, Jones, Vassell, Sohan. Holy small ball. So Sohan playing center? All right. Yeah, Baji, he is chopping trees. Second free throw is good at 48-33. His defense, well, the Blazers were not hitting their shots in the first quarter, but man, this is Vassell for three. Nope. Tumani Kamara with the rebound. 5-minute warning. Whoops, my clock's not moving. The Blazers are coming back. Slowly but surely, Scoot Henderson, crossover, pull-up jumper, no good. The putback is no good. The follow putback is no good. A fight for the rebound. Portland still has the ball. Scoot Henderson putback, no good. Finally, the Spurs get the ball. Wait, maybe not. Loose ball picked up by Jeremy Sohan. Spurs ball. Sohan will get it to Malachi Branham. Out to Keldon. He's going to wheel around to Vassell. Back to Keldon for three. There we go. Keldon finally on the board. Hits a three. That was a mess. Brogdon just drives by the defense and easily scores in the paint. Brogdon! Spurs try to go fast break to Vassell. Vassell couldn't quite get it. Get to the Sohan. Sohan back to Vassell for three. No good. Vassell doing a lot of catching and shooting, but not a lot of shooting and making. 51-35. Under 4 minutes to go. Jabari Walker with the basket. Glad to see he's back on the court. He went to the locker room earlier. Jamie Jacques Jr. has been great, apparently. I have not been following his season at all. Trey Jones drives in the paint. Layup, and we're going to have an offensive foul on the Spurs, and we'll get my clock correct on this one. So, no idea. Fouls on Jeremy Sohan. That is his third. He's going to need to go to the bench. Maybe we should bring Wemby back in? Anybody? Toby, I have a bad feeling. We were up by 28, and we're now up by 14. Yeah, I'm not feeling it. Spurs are challenging the offensive foul call. Now, people have been saying that, Ananta, that the Spurs are tanking to go to Austin. I can't imagine that happening. I really can't. Good night, David Lee. Sleep well. I'm looking forward to going to bed soon myself. Not that I enjoy hanging out with you guys and calling the Spurs game, but it is 11 o'clock where I am, so at some point I'm going to want to go to bed. They're replaying the foul. Bit of a flop there. We kind of lost our big lead, but we need to play Wemby. Yes, we do need to play Wemby more. And it does feel like deja vu. I think we're going to go with timeout. We are. All right, the Houston Oilers. I will show the game since you asked so politely.
Sucker!
51-37. We are in a timeout due to the Spurs challenge, and man, I hope. I want to win tonight. What can I say? We're 4-25, 3-12 on the road, which means we're actually worse at home. I'm tired of losing. I'm sure you guys are too. I mean, I didn't expect this team would be a playoff team this year, but to be this bad, the second worst team in the NBA, not what I thought. I thought we'd be better than and we'd be the third worst team in the NBA. Wemby has 15, 3 and 3 in 11 minutes. 11 freaking minutes. Yes, let's get it. Yeah, we got what? Portland tomorrow night, Portland tonight. We do play the Celtics on New Year's Eve, and the Pistons almost took the Celtics down. No reason to think that we can't shock them. And maybe the team will be a little more motivated playing against a former teammate in Derek White. Granted, not everybody in the current roster played with Derek, but a few of the guys did. Christian Joe, I don't know. Spurs are not moving. Yeah, exactly. Just built $1 billion training complex, and the McCombs bought. Well, yes, McCombs did bring ownership into the franchise. Frostbank has naming rights for the next 5 years. I don't think they're going anywhere. Yes, he would, Glazing Bacon. He would. And I would agree the NBA referees generally suck. Even as French. Yes, the NBA refs are not. They call way too many damn fouls, way too much ticky-tack light stuff. I can't stand it. It is what it is. That being said, we're still in a commercial break waiting for the Spurs challenge to see if the offensive foul by Jeremy Sohan gets overturned. And hoping Wemby is in there for the rest of the quarter. 3:41 to go, 51-37. Still waiting on this replay. Well, it's Portland ball, so I guess the Spurs lost the challenge. They came back from a time from commercial, and the Portland has the ball. So thanks, NBA League Pass, for sucking as usual. That three-pointer is no good. Chetty Osman with the rebound. It is Spurs ball. Malachi Brandon will bring it up for San Antonio. A little over 3 minutes to go. Vassell drops it off to Keldon. I don't know why Victor's playing so few minutes in this game. Keldon, little jump hook is good. 53-37. Yeah, kind of a wasted challenge. Chauncey, well, there are quite a few starters out for the Blazers tonight. DeAndre Ayton's out. Anthony Simons. Shaden Sharp. Portland down quite a few guys. Scoot Henderson drives in the paint. Can't hit the bucket, but he does get fouled and go to the line for 2. Last game it said he had a career high 11 assists. Good for him. Scoot rocking the sunglasses. A lot of Spurs fans in the draft were hoping we could pull off some sort of miracle and draft Victor Wembanyama and Scoot Henderson. That obviously did not happen. Fun fact, the 3 teams we beat have a combined 46-44 record this far. What does this mean? I have no idea. Okay. You're saying they have a winning record. No, Gabriel. I don't know why Wemmy's not playing more. I really don't get it. Think women to go start eating some churros? Churros are good, James. I will say that. I could go for a churro right now. Keldon with the ball out to Malachi Brandon. Brandon to drive in the paint. Bounce pass to Trey Jones. Jones back out to Keldon. Keldon going to shoot a 3. That's way short. That was oogly. I have no predictions, CB. I don't follow college football, so I don't even know who's in the playoffs. Alabama. Grant's going to drive in the paint. Gets the layup and 1. And the Blazers are about to get this lead close to single digits. Still minute restriction on Wemby? Like under 20? He's barely playing this game. He's finally back in. As soon as I said that, I see him up on the lineup sheet. Sheet. There he is. Lineup sheet. I didn't swear. Yes, Boudet. Goodbye. Big lead. Damian, no. Good evening to you. I disagree. I was never big on him. He showed a few free throws, no good. He showed a few flashes here and there, but I never saw anything to me that said Joshua Primo is going to be a starter for the next decade. Could he have turned into that player when he was here? Maybe, but he was too busy whipping out his wangy. Trey Jones is going to get fouled, and we're going to have 2 free throws coming up for the Spurs. Jason Knight in limited action. Wemby's having a fantastic game. Scoot Henderson with his 3rd foul tonight. Not good for Portland. Obviously. Trey Jones at the line for 2 free throws. First one's good. 54-41. I was mad. Kyle, I was more confused than anything when Joshua Primo was drafted because I didn't know who the hell he was. I don't follow a lot of college sports in general, but for the NBA draft, I know who the players are in our draft range. And at that time, Joshua Primo was projected to go by most websites in the low to mid 20s. So I didn't research the guy because we were picking 12th. Why the hell would I? And then poof, his name comes up. I never heard of him until that moment in time. The 3-pointer for the Portland Trailblazers is way off by Kamara. They get the rebound. Grant with the ball. Gets it into Walker for a dunk, and we have a whistle. That's an offensive foul on Grant. Did Wemby take it to the Nads? Let me take a look. Yep, Wemby right in the jubblies. Right, he took a shot right in the Wembies. You don't want to take a shot in your Wembies, my friends. The Wembies are soft and fragile. Jeremy Grant with his 3rd foul tonight. Wemby is still back in the game. His Wembies Chembies are okay. Jones for 3. Yeah, gets his own miss. Launches it out to Devin. Devin's going to launch a 3. No good. Man, Devin's not having a good shooting night. Loose ball's going to go out of bounds, and it will be Spurs ball. Or nope, Portland ball. Question: with Giants having quarterback troubles, would you all want Russell Wilson? Probably not. Seriously, Damon, the Giants probably just needed the reset button. Just nothing's working for them. Just totally hit the reset button. Wemby with another block. Wemby brings the ball up the court. Toss it over to Osman. Back to Jones. Jones thinks about a 3. Gets it to Devin Vassell. Vassell will launch the 3. In and out. Man, he can't buy a bucket. He needs to stop with the 3s, Gabriel. He is ice cold tonight. That 3 is no good for Portland. They get the offensive board. Jeremy Grant follow-up pull-up jumper is good. 12-point game. Wemby in the paint, and he's going to get fouled. He was going up for a dunk, and he got fouled by Portland. He's going to go to the line for 2. Kyle, Daniel Jones is an enigma because he's shown us flashes of brilliance, a great ability to run. He's also shown that he's turnover-prone and injury-prone. He's never had a great wide receiver to throw to. Barkley's been on and off throughout his young career. His offensive line has always been a mess. He's had multiple coaches, multiple offensive coordinators. Wemby's first free throw is good. I really don't know what to make of the guy. I'm more neutral on him than anything. But I do fear his career might not be the same since the torn ACL. Second free throw coming up from Victor Wembanyama. Devin is a very much shoot first, Brian. Urban Wild, good evening to you. I know Kelvin Johnson on this channel gets accused a lot of hero ball and being a ball hog. Listen, Devin Vassell's in that same category. He is a much more of a shoot first, pass the ball later type of player right now. It is Portland ball. 8 on the shot clock. 57-43. Scoot Henderson's going to launch a 3, and that is no good. Another offensive rebound for the Blazers. That was Malcolm Brogdon with an offensive rebound. Our rebounding sucks. Wait, is that Brogdon or Moses Brown? Can't see if that's 10 or 11. That's Brogdon. He'll get in the paint, gets the layup. 57-45. We can't box out to save our lives. Trey Jones with the ball right now for the Spurs, and he falls down. Got fouled by Scoot Henderson. Is that his 4th foul? Whoa! 4 fouls on Scoot already, and a dumb move by the Portland coach. I forget who it is. Its name's in the back of my head, and I can't pull it out for whatever reason at this moment because I'm tired. Leaving Scoot in there, his 4th foul. Damien, they're actually benching DeVito next week. Tyrod Taylor is starting. First free throw is good for the Spurs. Walker, I would agree. Yes, Caps 10. They do seem to have the message. Pass the ball to Wemby. Chauncey Billups. I'm looking at him like I know who that is, but I can't remember his damn name. Players will hold for the last shot. Jeremy Grant launches it. It gets blocked by Wemby. All right. 14-point lead, but the dreaded third quarter is coming up next for our Spurs. Hopefully they can not be the Spurs they've been this year in the third quarter, but a great first half for Victor Wembanyama. Hopefully he gets a little more minutes in the third and fourth, especially if it's already been predetermined he's not playing tomorrow. Let him get some playing time. If he's telling you he's healthy and he feels good, let him play. The sell on tanking. Wemby with 5 blocks? Yeah. Bonswine. Wemby's looking good tonight. He's looking the best he's looked in quite some time. So we'll go ahead and bring up the halftime stats because halftime stats. We got to do it. We'll start with Portland first. By the way, the Spurs outscored Portland 38-14 in the first. Portland did come back and outscore the Spurs 31-21 in the second. So, yes, the Spurs had a 24-point lead. 24-point lead at one point, and the Portland Trailblazers cut it down to 14. That being said, Kamara with 0, Grant with 11, Brown with 2, Brogdon with 8, and Henderson with 13. Their guards are not having a great shooting night, though. Brogdon with 3 of 9, Henderson 4 of 14, and Henderson does have 4 fouls now. And actually, a lot of the Blazers starters are in trouble tonight with fouls. Grant and Brown both have 3 fouls. Henderson with 4. We might be seeing them going to the bench a lot more in the second half. Speaking of the bench, Wainwright with 0, Walker with 4, Baji with 3, Thibault with 4, and Mays with 0 for our San Antonio Spurs. Julian Champagny with 2 points. Jeremy Sohan with 12. Sohan actually having a nice day shooting, 4 or 5. Wemby having a really good first half, 6 of 7 from the field, 4 boards, 3 assists, 5 block shots, 17 points in only 14 minutes. So if he played the appropriate amount of minutes, he definitely would have a chance at 40 points tonight. Demisel is ice cold from three-point land, 0 for 5. That being said, he does have 4 boards, 4 assists, and 2 steals. Just can't shoot for you-know-what tonight. 2 of 8 overall. And then Brandon also with 6. Off the bench for the Spurs, Zach Collins, 4 points. Only shooting 1 of 4 from the field. McDermott with 3. Osman with 2. Kelvin with 5. Kelvin needs to simmer down with the threes as well. He's 1 of 4. And then Trey Jones with 4 points. And the Spurs up by 14. And the third quarter is going to be the make or break for us because... and we've talked about it numerous times on this channel, the Spurs are one of, if not the worst third quarter team in the NBA. We'll see. I don't say Chet is better. That's for darn sure. Victor, a block at the last second, even made the Portland commentators laugh. I didn't catch that, you and his French. That's awesome. Dumb refs got to let scoot. He ain't going to be playing much with 4 fouls. Right now, I'm looking at Keldon as better than non-Wemby, including so. You mean the non-Wemby lineup? He could go for 10 blocks tonight. 5 blocks at halftime is crazy. He could go for 10 tonight. I would love to see that. Veronica, you are up late tonight. Actually, wait, maybe not as late. Veronica, you're in Texas, right? So you're an hour behind me. So it's actually 10:14 where you are. I'm up late, and then some of our French friends in the chat are up really early because it is 5:15 a.m. where they are. The Spurs can win back-to-back against Portland. I will shave my eyebrows back-to-back. Don't do that. No, Pop will put him in the last 6 minutes of the game, and he'll end up with 9 blocks. Probably. Pop will let Wemby play tonight because he's no, I don't think he will play tomorrow for a moment. I think there's almost no chance Wemby plays tomorrow, but because of the ankle injury earlier this week, he's been on a minutes restriction. He sure as heck is going to be on a back-to-back restriction. Well, good morning, everyone. There you go. 6 a.m. in Johannesburg. Whew. I appreciate the dedicated fans, whether it's early, late, or just a normal time wherever you are. It's been a tough season for us Spurs fans, but a lot of you have been here for every stream. And, of course, I've been here too, except for one. Because I had the eye issue, I missed the Rockets game earlier this year, about, 3 weeks ago. But overall, it's been a lot of fun. It's been tough. And it's been tough doing more videos that are a little more calling out the team. But I feel like we have to do that. The team is playing bad. And, I know it's going to come with criticism my way. I've actually had people call me a fake Spurs fan. I assume it's somebody that's never been to the channel before, because if they actually looked around the amount of hours I spend a week dedicated to the Spurs, I don't think I would call myself a fake Spurs fan. You guys know that too, but seeing people call me a fake Spurs fan, or just how dare I question anything Pop does or Brian Wright or anything, it's tough sometimes to see those comments, but I've gotten to the point where I'm like, you know what? Who cares? The people that know me know I'm a Spurs fan. You guys here know I'm not a fake Spurs fan. More importantly, I know I'm not a fake Spurs fan. So now when I see the fake Spurs fan comments, I just like it hard and say, thanks for the comment. I know you're probably not coming back, but thanks for stopping by. Sam, I hate that Wemby rotation. I can't stand it on Nev. It is what it is. They're probably going to be... I said this before when we drafted him, that they're going to be careful with him this year. And any type of injury, especially with the legs, they're going to be very, very protective. They're doing it now. I get it. But if he's moving around fine tonight, and if he's telling coach, hey, I'm good, you don't have to pull me out, and he's still pulling him out, then I would probably say, hey, what are we doing? Giants fans really want Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison. That's going to be the thought. They are generational. Marvin Harrison Jr., right? I am wearing a Kelvin jersey, penalty Cubert. I'm rocking my Johnson. I got my Johnson on display. And you can also see my Johnson over here. So anybody, if you want to see TSR's Johnson, it's all over the place in this stream. 2 avocados for $1 HEB. That's a deal even Mexico. What? Ozzy, I will never say anything about another channel on here. I don't know. I don't watch that channel, so I can't comment. And I wouldn't want to. I mean, anybody that's been covering the Spurs for years, if you really wanted to grow your channel, you could call somebody else. You could be called the Lakers, you call the Warriors. The Spurs are not the team to do in the last 5 years if you're looking to grow YouTube. I mean, you can grow YouTube. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, if you're looking to just, you know what I'm trying to say. There's no way that this should only have 14 points. Andy, I agree. Bob, yes. Yeah, Marvin Harrison Jr. Do you think Giants should take a swing at him? I don't know, Kyle. I haven't looked at both enough. I look at players to really know. When it gets closer to the draft, I will start to look into players around our draft position and players that we need. And I do that for the NBA as well. Right now, I've scouted a little bit. Isaiah Collier, Nikola Topic, and Alexander Sarr, because you guys have talked about them. But I haven't done a video on them because it's way too early. When we get to the lottery and find out where we're picking, then that's when we'll really start hitting, who the Spurs should draft, because then we'll know where we're at. A lot of people are asking for the Wemby Skyhook. Thank you, Ozzy. I take all my Sohan criticism back tonight. Fair enough, Rita. He is looking good. Will somebody tell Devin to stop shooting all them threes and missing them? That is fair, El Sungunda, too. Laura Latin, I hope you had a Merry Christmas as well. Well, thank you, Adrian, that you like to hang out here. I love our community. I am very upfront that I love doing this channel because of the community. That's the reason I don't have memberships anymore or do Patreon or what's the other one? Or sponsorships is I feel like we're a Spurs family and I wouldn't ask my family for money, so that's why I don't do it. If they're up 24 points in the first, then they should be up by 35 points at the half. Andy's thorough. A lot of angry faces in there. First half of the game, the Spurs came out firing, got to a 24-point lead in the first quarter. Wemby was looking terrific. As usual, Pop pulled them early, about 6 minutes into the first, and then the lead just quickly evaporated in the second. The Spurs are still up by 14, but Portland finally started making shots, and the Spurs are launching quite a few threes that aren't going in the second quarter. And Wemby's been great. He's got a chance for 10 blocks tonight. He's got 5 already. Portland has been struggling with foul trouble, with the big one being Scoot Henderson with 4 fouls in the first half, and they need him on the floor. Thank you, Veronica. That is the one thing I will ask my family for. is the thumbs up. It's free, fast, fun, nutritious, and delicious, and it does help the channel. And here you get to watch Dancing Coyote because he's happy the Spurs are winning. That is not my coyote, by the way. That is Miss TSR Sports coyote. Although, admittedly, when I go to bed, he sleeps on that side of the bed because it reminds me of her. And what's funny, though, I mentioned this to Miss TSR Sports, is I just, honestly, I just kind of rest him on the pillow over on her side like this. But the blanket is on him usually at night, and I kind of keep turning to my left. So when I wake up, instead of him laying down like this, he's laying on his side looking at me. And it always makes me laugh. I mean, what's better than waking up the coyote smiling at you? Thank you, Els. Appreciate it. I found this channel at the beginning of the season. Haven't missed a stream. Rather listen to you on my computer while playing game. Wow, Physique. Appreciate that. Depleted Mike could have 40 points if he gets enough minutes. We'll see. I love you hanging in there throughout all ups and downs. An amazing and dedicated Spurs fan content creator, and that does it well. Thank you, Brita. It's, I took a little time off last year. I needed some time off. I got back big into gaming. But overall, then I think, I was still doing some videos, but I just wasn't live as much. But this year, it's been tough. And I was here for all of the 18-game losing streak minus one game because I said to myself, you know what? I like doing this. It's just sometimes what you want is not what you need. And that's what I found with TSR Sports in general. I had been on YouTube for a decade prior trying to do low-budget movies, and I was doing death metal reaction videos and just didn't like what that went. Then I tried Stuck in the 80s for 4 months, which was an 80s movie review channel. And in that time, I discovered the Entertainer Talking Sports, and he was a big influence on me, him and Bad Dog Sports, and doing sports content. And it was a blessing in disguise because this channel started in 2019 and kept me sane in 2020 when we were pretty much in a lockdown and not be able to go out and do things. So the channel's been really a lot of fun, but it's also a gateway to being able to talk to other Spurs fans. And hopefully some Giants fans in the future and Yankees fans in the future as well. Did you guys hear that the Mavericks were sold to a Las Vegas family? I did not. Hope we get a Dominic Barlow sighting. Good luck. Probably tomorrow night. Once you get a nice, good, or a great big lead, you have to have the mentality of putting your foot on their necks. I agree. Don't take your foot off the pedal to the metal. Yes, Homer, I'm actually getting back on Ultimate Game Pass probably this weekend. Xbox is running a sale of 3 months is only 28,000 points. Normally it's like 35,000 Microsoft points, and I have like 162,000 reward points. And I should start probably using them before that program possibly goes away. I don't game as much as I used to. I just don't have the time with the YouTube channel, with the girlfriend. There's only so much time in a week. And I still like to get on there though with Saturday nights and friends, and I find myself more so than anything maybe gaming for a half hour or an hour just after work to just kind of chill, and that's been a good time to just relax. You're much more entertaining despite the Spurs tanking. I appreciate that, Manuel. I don't have NBA 2K though, and I don't think there's any basketball games on League Pass or Game Pass. League Pass is the NBA thing I'm doing. Game Pass, as I have fast internet, I have fiber optics, so instead of having to download the games, you can just stream them now, and that's made gaming fun too, where it's almost like renting a game. You're like, let me try this game out, and if you don't like it, you have to play again. Wherever to a game live stream, Kyle, it would have to be a sports-related thing. I've made the mistake of bringing non-sports content into this channel throughout the years. It really stopped about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. I don't know when it actually stopped. Yes, there is music on the channel. There's a TSR Music playlist, but those are all sports-related songs. And from this point on, this channel will only be 100% sports. I don't ever want to make that mistake again. But I like to do different things in life, and I tried to bring some outside sports things to this channel, and it doesn't need to be here. I could either create a second channel or just don't do it. And with the music, I'm finding that a lot of my old songs, I still have some of the music to. I can just rewrite the lyrics, and if I like the song enough, make it a Spurs song or a Giants song or whoever. Bill and Sean said the officials were going to go back and look at that block, so Wemby might have 6 blocks? Shut the front door. And Zach, that's why I'm getting Game Pass, because it has a discount right now. Stream GTA. No, Damon. Definitely not GTA 6. GTA 6 is going to be an M-rated game. I try to keep this channel as PG as possible, and that would not be the one to do it. It's not a sports-related game. Third quarter, almost on the way. I cancel my league pass. Just can't sit 2 hours on a sofa doing nothing and watch my Spurs lose. What should the Giants do at quarterback next season? 41K, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Tyrod Taylor's a free agent. I don't know DeVito's contract situation. Daniel Jones is probably not going to be ready to go when the season starts. He tore his ACL, 8 games in? I believe game number 8 of this year. So he might not be ready to go for the opening game. I don't know what they're going to do. I want Joe Flacco to win a Super Bowl. I can't see us. And Russell Wilson's going to want to sign only with a contender, Phil. And that is not the New York Giants at all. Henderson for 3 to start us off. And that is a bad miss for Scoot. Sohan will bring it up for the San Antonio Spurs. Gets it to Malachi Branham. Branham drives into the paint. Layup is good. Nice aggressive move by Malachi Branham. Yes, he has, Kyle. Evan Neal has sucked. And yes, Julian, Jeremy Grant should go for over 20. Cowboy X Factor, good evening to you. Thank you for stopping in. Keith Mitchell, good evening to you as well. 3-point attempts, no good. And I think we're going to have a foul and 3 free throws coming up. Hey, I just realized one of the Portland Trailblazers announcers is Terry Porter. I remember him back in the 90s with Clyde the Glide. I think this foul is on Wemby. Joe, we'd love to see Wemby take a page out of the big fundamental playbook. The bank shot. Yeah, he doesn't have that yet. Jeremy Grant at the line for 2. I'm a Mavs and Spurs fan. Woo! I did not know that, Bria. That's tough. First free throw is good for Grant. Jonathan, I don't know what Pop is. I don't know what this team's doing right now. I mean, I'm at a total loss for words with what's happening this year. By the way, Grant is at the line for 3 free throws, if I got to mention that. Yes, he was, Kyle. Evan was tutored to be very good, and he's been very... I hope we get a Blake Wesley signing today, Isaac. I really do. Second free throw is good. 61-47. Spurs still up by 14. And we just maintain that lead throughout this quarter. Just keep it at over 10. Because the third quarter is our worst quarter by far every game. -2 games. Wemby with a nice bounce pass to Sohan. Sohan with a jumper off the glass. Good. That's an assist for Wemby. No, they weren't, Phil. They're not. Mariachi music, I mean, it's not anything I would seek out, but if it's playing, I'm fine with it. Scoot Henderson with the ball right now. We're going to have another whistle traveling. Discombobulated. But not tonight. T-Flowers Go Spurs go to you, and you know what? I haven't done one in a while. Victor Wembanyama is the first French player to be drafted first overall. They just put that up on the TV. And that's going to be a turnover for the Spurs. Who should try out and recruit Flacco? The Giants? I know he's had a resurgence in Cleveland. But Giants just need to break it all down and start over. Scoot Henderson drives in the paint, takes it right at Wemby, throws it up, no good. The putback is no good by Moses Brown, and it's going to be... Portland gets the loose ball. Never mind. Grant's going to launch a 3. Dang it, that's good. I do like open world games for Zeke as well. And Cam Newton is not currently on an NFL team. Daniel, I don't think we'll ever see him again at this point. Wemby with the ball right now, drops it off to Julian Champagny. Champagny back to Devin Vassell. There's 11 on the shot clock. They get it back to Wemby. Wemby turnaround jumper is an air ball. Okay. I don't know if that was partially blocked. Grant with a follow-up 3, no good. Lots of headbands out there for Portland. Devin Vassell's going to launch a 3. Finally found his stroke. 66-50. No, Cowboy X Factor. Russell Wilson to the Giants makes 0 sense. Yep. Kyle, I do. I believe actually we were 4 for 41. Or no, 5 for 41 from 3, Kyle. 5 for 41 for 3. Brogdon for 3. 5 for 41. Saw my eyes doing better. It's dilated because of the medication. I have the different medication that hasn't worn off yet. But otherwise, my contacts in feels pretty good. The vision's not 100%. Wemby for 3. San Antonio Spurs just 69. The Portland Trailblazers 69. Can I get a 69? Can I find a 69? 69 is actually not that comfortable. We've never tried it, so shut up. Shut up. Brogdon for 3. Wemby with the ball right now for San Antonio. Starts to drive, gets into the paint. 2 big steps. Layup just off, no good. It's like I grew a new eye. My eye looked terrible. Guys, you guys are here. My eye was red. It's like Portland Trailblazers red for a while. Brogdon for 3. Oh my goodness. That's a timeout by Pop. Malcolm Brogdon is on fire. Jury's out, I think, on Scoot Henderson. We'll see. OKC wants DeJounte Murray? I'll think. Art, YouTube's going to cause a delay just naturally because of, I forgot the word for it, but YouTube, there's always going to be a delay from where you are. And then I'm streaming this on my Roku, so there might be a little delay for me if you're watching it live, say on cable. So it's always a delay. Unfortunately, I can't help it. Latency. There's always going to be a delay in YouTube because of latency. Unfortunately, can't do anything about that. But thanks for stopping in. It's Sean Robinson. Good evening to you, my friend. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you're all doing well here in either Thursday evening or Friday morning, depending where you're at. What point guard do I go after? Ozzy, I've heard good things about Isaiah Collier and Nikola Topic. I'm not sure which one I'd want. I haven't really side-by-side them, but I've got to think if the Spurs were to draft a point guard in next year's draft and both players were available, they would go after one of them. Why is Brogdon wearing one yellow shoe and one purple shoe? Wait, was he, Phil? I didn't even notice that. TSR, are you into mystery boxes or bags? Not really. No, I don't think I've ever bought a mystery bag or box where I didn't know what was in it. Oh, thank you, Art. Appreciate it. It does suck, though, when it's weird because sometimes folks like yourself will say you're behind. Other folks will come in and say I'm actually ahead. What I always tell folks is if you're ahead and you're looking to be in sync with the chat and the live stream, just pause it and then you'll be good to go. Dark Web Mystery Box? I don't know that one. We haven't done one of these in a while. Man, the Spurs, if you're just coming in, the Spurs were up by 24, and now the lead is only 10. Sometimes I just can't get... I give up. He always does it in threes now. He does it in threes. Kawhi Leonard trolling me. Exactly. I was 3 minutes ahead of Phil at one point. And yes, Cowboy X Factor, the streak continues. Pistons lost to the Celtics in overtime. I believe you guys said the Pistons were up by 20 at one point in that game. 20 in the first half, and then the Celtics just came roared back in the second half, and it just shows you just how much basketball is a game of streaks. There's a lot of streaking out there. It's such a momentum-filled game where you can have all the momentum in the world and then it's gone. Sohan's going to lose the ball out of bounds and it's going to stay Spurs ball. Will they win a game against the Raptors before the Pistons? I would not trust them to win another game. I think they're going to have a win before they play the Spurs in January. I think we play them in the middle of January. I will say Detroit has a win before then. They get the ball on the Wemby. Wemby misses a shot at the rim. The Blazers have a chance to cut this to single digits where they have not been since early in the first quarter. This is getting a little interesting and not in the way I wanted to. Portland ball right now, 10 on the shot clock. 6 on the shot clock. Jeremy Grant with the ball right now. Out in three-point land. Pulls up for a 2 when he steps in. Bounces off the rim. No good. Ball's going to get knocked out of bounds. And it is Portland ball. Don't know what's going on. I think Wemmy's going to have 30... I can't see the whole... Oh, the alien. He's already got more than 4 blocks. I think he's got 5 right now, maybe even 6. Brogdon with the ball right now for Portland. Pulls up. Air ball. Brown with the putback. That gets blocked by Wemby, but he's going to get fouled, apparently. Yeah, we're stuck on 69. Kyle, the Giants should tear it down because what they have isn't working. Saquon Barkley is not under contract. He's had a plethora of injuries. Daniel Jones, plethora of injuries. This is actually jump ball. I stand corrected, jump ball. We have nothing to build on offensively. Their receivers suck. The quarterback's a mess. I just think they should just hit the reset button. You reset the button with the GM and the coach, coaching, the whole coaching staff. The offense is a disaster. Reset it. Wemby easily wins a jump ball. Go figure. And then the Spurs turn the ball over. Turnover by Jeremy Sohan. Jeremy Grant going to drive in the paint. Takes it at Wemby. Shot's no good. I don't know if Wemby got a piece of that. It'll go out of bounds. It'll stay with Portland. The Spurs up only 10 now. Yeah. 69 million dead cap, so we're stuck on him. I wouldn't trade the young offensive linemen that are good, Kyle. It's the other pieces. But apparently, Daniel Jones' cap is huge, so we are stuck with him. So I guess we're just going to have to build around him. Turnover for the Portland Trailblazers. Devin Vassell bringing up for the Spurs. Gets it over to Kelvin. Kelvin's going to look down and does not shoot the 3. Back to Devin, over to Jeremy. To Malachi Branham, back to Jeremy. A little hot potato action with the ball to get back to Wemby. Wemby's going to launch the straight up 3. No good. And Malcolm Brogdon is wearing 1 yellow shoe and 1 purple shoe. I just noticed that. That is something. Scoot Henderson in his 4 fouls with the ball right now for the Portland Trailblazers. Scoot's going to start to drive in the paint. An alley-oop, and it's thrown down hard by Moses Brown, and the lead is single digits. Pop's calling a timeout. Cowboy X Factor, I don't know what we should do on offense anymore. No timeout. No timeout. Butterfly, good evening. Butterfly, the Spurs were up by 24 at one point in this game. Not so much anymore. Devin Vassell with the ball right now out in 3-point land, looking to get it into Wemby. Wemby now with the ball. Kicks it out. They go around the world and find Malachi Branham for the corner 3. 72-61. The whole second half. Tracy Martin, good evening to you. Yes, Butterfly, typical Spurs. Unfortunately, yes. Jeremy Grant for 3. That is no good. Brandon with the rebound. I don't care. Wemby is getting his. I don't care if we lose. Well, I care if we lose. Now, I got to think Wemby's coming out of the game here any minute now. 134 likes. Can we get to 150, my friend? We're getting close. Would appreciate you if you could hit the thumbs up. It is fast, free, fun, nutritious, and delicious, and it does help the channel more than you could ever possibly know. Yes, no more 69, Jonathan. It is Spurs ball, up by 11, and Wemby has checked out. Keldon pull-up jumper, good. Made an awkward flailing after he took the shot, but 74-61. The Fairy Glamfather, good evening to you. I don't think we're going to see Wemby again until the 4th quarter at this point, unfortunately. It is Portland ball. Kamara with the ball right now. Said his name very few times tonight. Throws up a high layup, no good. Jeremy Sohan with the rebound. He'll bring it up for San Antonio, up by 13. Kellen's 3 is no good. Brandon with the offensive board gets it back to Devin Vassell. Vassell going to get it to Jeremy. Out to Brandon for 3. That is short. Wow, bounced off the rim a good 3 or 4 times, but that was no good. Spurs need to stop settling for 3s. Keep attacking. And now Sohan's going to get a foul. And Brogdon with the bucket and 1. I think that's Jeremy's 4th foul. Cleveland just... Yes, I saw Cleveland clinched it. Caps 210. I don't know about Charles Bassey's career with the Spurs. He's had 2 patella fractures and a torn ACL, and I think that's all to the same knee. That is no bueno at all if he's going to have a long career in the NBA. Brogdon missed a free throw. Ball don't lie. Adrian Wemby looks healthy, but I don't think there's no chance he's playing tomorrow night. Cullen drives in the paint, misses the layup. I don't think DeJounte's coming back here either at all. Will I do an NFL playoff game, Jacob? Probably not. I don't like calling football. It's just because there's so many stoppages in play, so many timeouts, so many TV timeouts. It just frustrates me, and I probably won't call an NFL playoff game. Plus, a lot of my Sunday afternoons are spent with my girlfriend, so I'd rather do her than... I mean, I'd rather do that. Wow. Do that than call an NFL playoff game. Ooh, Freudian slip. Grant at the line for 2. First free throw is good. Let me play tomorrow or we riot. No, Butterfly, I don't either. I really don't. And I don't know if... Actually, she did watch a football game with me. She watched the Giants last game against the Eagles. She did watch the game with me. I don't think she'd watch it on YouTube. Whoops. A point just got taken away from the Spurs. Do we have a three-pointer turned into a 2? I don't know. My TV says 74-65. Vassell for 3. Lonnie Walker is not on either one of these teams, Adrian. It is Portland ball, 12 on the shot clock. We're going to drive in the paint. The jumper is no good. And a foul. Tumani Kamara, I can't say his name. It's such a unique name. With the attempt in the paint, no good. Zach Collins with the foul. Cats 210, she's not a Spurs fan per se, but I think she's becoming a Spurs fan by association. Because she hears about it so much. She does watch every stream. I hope she's sleeping now because it is late. Told her don't stay up on my account tonight. But she has not missed any live stream. As you guys know, she's been here for a lot of live streams. So she's supporting the Spurs by association. And, I mean, some of our players are fun to watch. I mean, Wemby's obviously a generational talent. He's fun to watch. I think she is very interested in Pop's coaching right now, or lack thereof at times. She's found that an interesting story. Especially his post-game interviews. She's been kind of saying on that. Chetty Osman thinks about a 3, doesn't shoot it, gets it to Devin Vassell. He will shoot the 3, and Devin's 3 is short. Trey Jones with the rebound. He tosses it back up. That shot is short. You know, why shoot that shot so quickly? You get the offensive board, reset the offense. I feel like Trey's pressing a little bit. I'm not sure. I don't know. Something seems different since he came back from his injury. I don't know if he's like trying to work his way back in the starting lineup. I don't know. Tybalt takes the 3, misses it. Spurs have an easy fast break for Osman. He'll throw it down with 2 hands. Portland timeout.
Underdog of justice.
Punani Camera? Yes, Punani Camera. That's his name. She needs her beauty rest. I need my beauty rest. I need my coyote rest. I need my rest with coyote. Is that the first time we've seen Chetty dunk this year? Kyle, you gotta do what you gotta do. Loved Chetty when he was with Cleveland, glad he went to the Spurs. He was a good pickup, Jason Night Gaming. Maybe the weakest fast break dunk ever. Go Spurs, go to you, it kills. Maybe, I don't know, Trey just seems different lately. Calling his own number a little more, getting a little more turnover prone. Not playing his normal basketball. He seems to be playing a little differently. Unless he's being told to do that. I don't know what's happening behind the scenes. You know, Toby, except for that 36-point career high, Carlos Jeter, good evening to you, Como está mi hombre? Except for that 36-point game, Vassell's he's not been what I thought he would be. Caps Locks, I'm still looking for a Tony Parker jersey on eBay. I was bidding on one, I got outbid. Severely outbid, but I'm still looking for one. It'll happen eventually. I forgot what I was going to say. Thank you, Butterfly. I do appreciate that. And he's got a fun name to say, Toby. Brogdon. Rich, the Pistons, Rockets, Magic were all in similar positions. Now Orlando and Houston are slowly climbing their way out. Yes, they are. I'm hoping the Spurs start climbing their way out at some point this year. We have to choose between Kelvin or Devin. That is a tough decision. Yes, Carlos, I did see you. Oh, we were talking about Devin Vassell. So initially, his first couple years, we are thinking like he's going to be this great originally a 3D player, which means, great three-point shooter, great defensive specialist. And the three-point shooting has come along for the most part. He's been one of the better catch-and-shoot three players in the NBA. But the defense, he is not anywhere near being on an all-NBA defensive team at this point. And I thought that part of his game would come around a lot more than where it is at this time. I think he'd be one of those guys that maybe averaging 1.5 steals a game or more. He's nowhere near that. That part of his game has developed much slower than I thought it would. Could he still potentially be a very good defensive player? Yes, I do think so. But it's not there yet. I don't know. Okay, fair enough, Carlos. I couldn't tell you one Drake song. Thank you, Caps Lock. 2024 might be the year you finally get a Tony Parker jersey. It is Blazers ball. They're down by 13. And the Spurs, this is all I want with this third quarter. Keep the lead in double digits. Jeremy Grant drives in the paint, throws it up off the glass. Good. We've had so many third quarter collapses. Just keep it right around here. Keep it at 11-12, and then finish the fourth quarter strong. Vassell's going to drive in the paint. He's going to throw it down hard.
Thunder dunk of justice.
I will say that's one part of his game that I have seen Devin get it better at. As Grant's going to get in the paint and get a layup his own, he has been showing a much better ability to finish at the rim the last couple of years. Even being the recipient of an alley-oop dunk in the last game. So I do like that part of his game evolving, really starting to turn into a 3-level scorer, but the defense just hasn't come around the way I personally thought it would. Collins in the paint, throws it up off the glass, good. 83-70. 2.5 minutes to go. Do you think Cooper Flagg is going to be the next Wemby in terms of hype? I don't think in terms of hype, because Wemby has that unique skill set with his height. That's why the hype machine was up. But I think there'll be some hype around Cooper Flagg, but not to Wemby's hype. Vassell for 3, no good. That's where I want to see him slow up the game a little bit. If the 3-point shot's not going, don't be launching 7, 8, 9 threes a game. We have a whistle, and I'm not sure what happened on the whistle. Blame dis on Pop and Brian. And now I can't read the rest of it. Yes, Cooper Flagg did commit to Duke. This is a factual statement. Joshua, Portland's been playing catch-up the whole game. They were down 24 in the first quarter. 2 free throws for Jeremy Grant, by the way. Can they come back? Yes. The Spurs have given up leads in the third quarter and or fourth quarter a lot this year, so this game is not over by any stretch of the imagination. Vassell is 1 from 7 from threes. Then stop shooting threes at this point. Make a few 2-pointers. Brogdon out and Badgie in. Badgie? Badgie? We don't need no stinking Badgie. Grant's second free throw is good. It's back to 11, and the Blazers have been kind of floating around this 12-point lead for the Spurs. Let's just keep it here. Kyle, I would agree. Vassell with the ball right now for the Spurs. 10 on the shot clock. He's going to get it into Zach Collins in the paint. Triple team. Throws it up off the glass. No good. Gets his own miss. Tries to put it up again. Gets blocked. Maybe if you're triple team, my man, you kick it out to one of your open teammates. Somebody had to be open at that point. Not a good offensive possession for Zach on that one. Driving the paint. Way too high layup by Skylar Mays is no good. Gets his own miss back. Putback is going to be no good. The follow-up is good by Badgie. And it's a single-digit lead. 9 points, 83-74. And now a whistle. Kellen Johnson got hammered, I think, by Badgie. Zach Collins of tunnel vision. That Badgie dude is tough in the paint is right. Yeah, see, Gatsington, that's the attitude I see from a lot of Spurs fans now. Is if you say anything critical about any player and or coach, immediately it's like, stop hating. It's like we're critiquing his game. I'm not saying trade him or get rid of him. I'm just saying I don't think that part of his game came along like I thought it would. That's not hate. If I sit here and say he sucks, get rid of the bum, I would say that's hate. Nobody, I don't see anybody in chat saying get rid of Devin. I bet $250 on Portland. I thought it was an upset, but Spurs playing really good. Oh, $250. Badgie is he plays angry. I am not familiar with this player, number 41, Dennis Rodman looking Portland Trailblazer guy, but he plays hard. This quarter can't end quickly enough. Oh no, we can hate on Cajun Sewing and everyone. Oh, it's just not Devin. I think they're checking for a flagrant, maybe? Fashion, I'm wearing Kelvin. I mean, I've always said this on the channel. Since we're in a timeout, I will critique. I'm a Spurs content creator. It's not my job per se because it's a hobby, but my job is to examine the good things happening with the team and the bad things. Devin's at the line right now for a free throw. And I don't like critiquing our guys or doing negative videos, but sometimes you just, like with Wemby not getting the ball passed to him, you kind of have to address situations with your team. And I've always said this, and I'll say it again on this channel. Any player that I say I'm disappointed in this, or I want this much more out of them, or this, that, and the other, anything that comes off negative in any way, I always hope I am wrong. Because I want to see every guy on our team succeed. And if a player proved me wrong, then that's great, because that's good for the team. I said this a million times about Trey Jones. I said Trey Jones is not our starting point guard for the future. I hope he proves me wrong. He just missed a three, by the way. Speaking of missing threes, Tybalt misses a three bad. But if Trey Jones all of a sudden, halfway through the season, becomes a 50% three-point shooter, a three-point specialist, and the second coming of Steph Curry, I would be ecstatic. I'd be like, this is great. I don't see that happening, but I would love for it to happen. Hey, the Spurs ball right now up by 10. I said keep the double-digit lead going in the fourth. Collins is going to drive by Badgie in. Going to draw a foul. We're entitled to our opinions. People should stop the censorship. Yeah, well, I'm at to the point now where I just, people troll me on the channel. I leave the comment there. I just heart it and like it and just, I don't respond. I mentioned it earlier. I get a lot of fake Spurs fan thrown my way now because I'm critiquing anything. And it's fine. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. It doesn't bother me anymore. I'm just like, okay. I'm a fake Spurs fan. I've been a fake Spurs fan for 33 years. I'm really good at faking it. Collins' second free throw is no good. I don't want Russell Wilson. Do they really, Kyle? F3R Rude. Not a lot of rumors with the Spurs right now. There's always the rumors Keldon Johnson's going to get traded. Don't see it happening. As far as players coming to the Spurs, not really anything right now. Jeremy Grant with the ball, kicks it out for three. No good. Trey Jones going to get the offensive board, gets it up to Chetty Osman. Osman in the paint. Layup is no good. Trey Jones with the follow-up is good. We have a whistle. Delay game on the Spurs. Giants fans like me just want nachos. I love nachos. Nacho! Players are going to hold for the last shot. We have a drive and a block. Skylar Mays drives to the paint and gets rejected. There is 1 second left in the quarter. A lot of people are talking about Cade Cunningham. I mean, Detroit's abysmal. He's one of the bright spots on the franchise. Would you give him up right now? I wouldn't. Got the Pistons on mine again. Blazers ball. They'll get it in, and they will not get a shot. The Spurs will keep that double-digit lead. Thank goodness. Going into the fourth. That's all I asked, Spurs fans. That's all I asked. Keep the double-digit lead, and now play a solid 12 minutes. And for the love of Spurs Nation Pop, let Wemby play some minutes in the fourth quarter, right? What do you call a cheese that isn't you? MG, I have no idea. No idea. Devin has an NBA wingspan for defense. Let's not forget it, but still takes focus on it. Yes. He actually does have good length. He's still young. He might figure it all out. I don't want Russell Wilson. Maybe I should do a short on that tomorrow, Kyle. I really haven't. I mean, how old is Russell Wilson? Is he like 35 now? I don't know how many good years he has left. And if they're going to get Russell Wilson, what the hell are we doing with Daniel Jones? Wilson's going to have a big contract. Are we going to have two quarterbacks making over 25, 30 million on the roster? I just don't see that being plausible. Wemmy's played, Howard. He's played. And Phil, I hope so. I really want a win. All right, I agree. Didn't agree with that foul on Sohan that was challenged by the Spurs. Refs really blew that call. Kate at the future, very good player. Joe Nindo, I agree. And Wilson, you think he is 35. And Wemby, hopefully turns into Mr. Fourth Quarter here tonight. I'd like to see him get at least 8 minutes in the fourth, if possible. He is not Seattle Seahawks prime Wilson at all. And Russ is 35. Jonathan, I would be totally, it's not up to me, of course, but having Manu as our coach or Tim Duncan, which I really don't think Timmy wants to be head coach of the Spurs at all. It would be great if we get a former Spurs player. People have talked about bringing in Avery Johnson as head coach when Pop retires or steps down or whatever it is. That would be interesting. Rich, we won't have a huge Wilson contract because the Broncos have to pay. Oh, okay. Caps, I have no idea how many minutes Wemby has. It feels like it's not enough, whatever it is. Russell Brunson was benched in Denver. If he's not good enough for Denver, is he really going to be good enough in our system? Okay, now you waste a year of Wemby. Now how many more years till another? Ronald, I think Becky is locked under contract for 2 more years with the Las Vegas Aces. Bobo and Ben. No Ben Simmons. I'll pass on that one, Angie. So Wemmy's played 20 minutes, so he should play most of the fourth quarter. And he's actually in there right now. Spurs will start off the ball with the fourth quarter, and we start the fourth quarter with a nice 13-point lead. Hopefully San Antonio can build on that. Wemby has the ball right now for the Spurs. Bounce pass to Dougie. Dougie's going to drive in the paint. Dougie's going to get himself in the little dunk action.
Thunder Dunk of Justice.
Little Thunder Doug of Justice. 15-point lead right now for the Spurs. Scoot Henderson with the ball will pass it out. 12 on the shot clock. Brogdon with the ball. Going to draw the contact from Keldon Johnson. DeJounte, I can't see him coming back, Angie. The Hawks gave up a ton of draft capital to get DeJounte Murray from the Spurs. Draft capital they would not get back from the Spurs to send him this way. And DeJounte Murray had some pretty negative things to say about the Spurs organization when he left. I don't think the Spurs are going to want him back. Don't see it happening. That's fair, Kyle. Brogdon second free throw is good. Brogdon! I'm going to eye drop my eyes for one last time tonight. I'd rather go after Cade too. But is Cade going to want to come here and be happy? Go from one losing team to another? Sohan for 3. Oh my God! That was a massive air ball. He missed the rim by like 3 feet. Tybal for 3, no good. Oh my God, Jeremy, that was awful. Was that blocked at all? I didn't think I saw blocked. That was just a crap shot. Wemmy's going to throw it up, no good. Gets fouled, we're going to go to the line for 2. No, Carlos, I don't want Dylan Brooks. And Robert, I don't. Okay, it was wide open. Like, did I have an eye? Was my eye stuff messing up my vision? Did I not see a defender there? Wemby with 20 points, 6 blocks, 7 of 12 from the field. Spurs are plus 11 with him on the floor. And he's at the line for 2. First free throw is going to bounce around and bounce in. It must have slipped out of his hand because that was absolutely ugly. Vassan, a lot of people have also been saying Emmanuel Quickley to the Spurs. Wemby second free throw as we watch the noodles in the background. It's good. 15-point lead. We'll like it. Yeah, we haven't done one of these in a while. Wemby now 22 points, 5 assists and 6 blocks, having a nice game. I wanted to see 20 points tonight, and he got that 20 points. Brogdon with the ball right now for the Blazers. Gets it over to Henderson. Henderson's going to drive, and he gets rejected by Wemby. Block number 7, baby. Maybe block number 8. McDermott for 3. Back to 18 Spurs fans. 7 blocks for Wemby in limited action tonight. A lot of you guys think he should have had 8. Keldon with the block. We're going to have a whistle. No, that's goaltending, I think. Yeah, I think he probably should have 8. Superstar? Probably not superstar, Kyle. 10 minutes to go. Spurs up by 16. Lewis, my co-host, is at her house. Wemby drives in the paint. He's going to get fouled again. Baji with the foul. Deliza, good evening to you. Francisco, go Spurs, go to you. In fact, I'll give you the real thing. Chet got 18 blocks in a sleep. What? Jay Money, what are you talking about? Adrian, I think Wemby had 8 blocks in a game, so 7 is not his career high. I do think he had 8 one game this year. Has Jalen dropped 50? Did he really? I didn't know he dropped 50. There you go. Toby just confirmed that 8 is his career high. I'm sure he'll get more than 8 at some point this year. Ibu Baji, 21 years old, 7 foot, 240 pounds. He's on a 2-way contract, and this dude plays angry. I didn't know who he was until tonight, but I'll tell you, dude's got a little. He's got some game in him. We play tomorrow again at the same exact time. Jeremy Grant's checked back in for Portland. Wemby's second free throw is good. 96-78 Spurs fans. Eliza with the super chat and the super sticker. Thank you so much for that cute little guy right there doing his thing. Appreciate you. Wemby getting to the line tonight, getting some blocks, doing a little bit of everything. That runner's no good. Wemby with the rebound. Trey Jones will bring it up for the Spurs. Wemby's flying, and Wemby's going to get in there. Thunder dunk out Wemby!
Thunder dunk of justice.
Saw that coming a mile away. You see Victor running the court. Trey Jones looking at him, throws up the lob, and that's the one thing Trey can do that a lot of our guys can't. He's got the court vision to see the big man running and know he's got an alley-oop attempt and hit it. Spurs up by 20. Yeah, Isaac, I actually was just saying that. And exactly, Phil, that's why Wemby needs a full-time point guard, because a true point guard is going to have the court vision to see his big man running up the floor, running hard, and know I got my man for a dunk coming up. Exactly, Caps. And now Wemby will probably sit. Just had a dunk. Whoa, gotta take him out. Trey does see Wemby a lot. That's why I've been saying start Trey. He's the best point guard we have. And you see how well we play in the first half in a lot of games. Imagine how much better we play with the point guard actually playmaking and finding the franchise for open shots. Wemby blocker. He's having a good game tonight. Beavis. Hey, Beavis. How are you doing tonight? Wemby is cooking tonight. Having his best game in a while. Tristan, I did a video recently for our channel that said why we haven't started a point guard. We are, 30 games into the season? The Spurs have started a point guard 0 times this year. Like an actual point guard. There's not been one game where they've started one. I don't get it. I hope Wemby plays tomorrow night. We'll see. Let's take a moment to thank the Bulls announcers. Bibby, fair enough. Wemby has 8 blocks. I don't care. Okay. Wemby is him. He's a franchise. He's our franchise. Yes, he's only 19, and the Spurs aren't going to be a playoff team this year, but everything should be built about putting him in the best position to succeed and grow. And not only that, but the other players. And this feels way off now. I mean, I can only think how much they messed up Jeremy Sohan this year, having him run the point. Wemby may not make the All-Star game, but he's a lock for the Rising Stars game. Rich, we have 3 point guards with pop. Exactly. Toby, I actually did the video I was just referencing. I talk about those 3 players, and they're on the thumbnail. Trey Jones, Devontae Graham, and Blake Wesley. And has started 0. I'm wearing Keldon, Brian, and Michelob, since you asked. I'm wearing my Keldon Johnson jersey. That was bought by one of the viewers in the chat. Very nice. He actually also got the Wemby jersey that's on the wall. So unbelievably grateful for the Spurs community. I mean, it's really just everything you guys do, whether it's a thumbs up, sending something to the P.O. box, a super chat, just hanging out and talking about the Spurs, showing support that way. Everything you guys do makes it worth it. Jeremy Grant with the ball right now on three-point land. They go around the world. You have the Scoot Henderson. Back over to Brogdon for three. Hits the three. Brogdon! Zach Collins should be... I do... Michelob, I have two Johnsons. It's true. I have two Johnsons. They were trying to get the ball to Wemby in the post. Couldn't quite get it to him. Trey Jones with the ball up in three-point land. Gets it to Wemby, and Wemby is going to get fouled again. Fouled by Jeremy Grant. Sir, I'll be honest. Do you really think Wembanyama is a 7'4"? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I do think he's a franchise player. The things he does, Carlos, at 19 years old, yes, he's got some work to do. There's some parts of his game he needs to work on. Less turnovers, maybe launching a few less threes. Got to bulk up a little bit, but yes, Victor Wembanyama, I do think will be a franchise player. There are special things he can do that just because of his height, other guys can't do. And the other big thing will be with him is health. If he can stay healthy, the Spurs have something very special. A 7'4" guy that has to move sometimes of a guard, can hit the three. He's a phenomenal shot blocker. He's leading the NBA in blocks as a 19-year-old rookie, blocks per game, averaging 3 blocks per game. That number might go up slightly tonight with the 7 blocks he has right now. Yes, I think he's a franchise player. Oliver with the super chat. Thank you for the $10 to that cute little guy. Cute, pew, pew, pew. Coyote appreciates a cute little guy because if somebody knows cute, it's Coyote. Hey, that's a 3 for the Blazers. It's a 16-point game. You better pay attention here. Vlogging with Pat. Good evening. We should have went after Lillard during the offseason. I mean, I don't think Dame wanted to come to a team that's rebuilding, but the thought of Wemby and Dame obviously sounds pretty fun. And we have a foul on the Blazers. Trey Jones is on the ground on his butt. Took one to the face. And B called up Wemby and said he needs to decide what type of player he wants to be and focus on that. And B said he's trying to do too many things right now. Phil? I can't really disagree with some of that. Right? That seems fair. But that's also the benefit with Wemby's game is he can do so many things. He does, Prudence. He needs more support. This is Trey Jones' 200th game? All right, congratulations, Trey. And for his effort, he took a shot to the face tonight. And Wemby's out of the game. Playing fantastic. Zach Collins is in because Greg Popovich. Wemby better play at the end of the game if he's doing all right. Ball's going to get knocked out of bounds, and that's going to be off. It'll be Spurs ball. 16-point lead. 8 minutes of change to go. Good game for our Spurs. Wemby needs a go-to move. He's got the dunk of justice. Vera, that's fair. But like I followed up, I get why you're saying, focus on one thing, but also that's why he's so special is he doesn't have to be just one thing. He can do so many things, and he is only 19. Scoot Henderson drives in the paint, misses a layup, and we're going to have a foul. Looks like he's going to line for 2. Howard, I hope so. Trey's the first Spur drafted in the second round that has remained and played 200 games with the team. The first Spur drafted in the second round? That doesn't seem right. Manu Ginobili? Is he the first second rounder in the last 5 years? Scoot Henderson hits both his free throws. It's 186. I'm just saying, Manu Ginobili was drafted in the second round, and he definitely remained. And he definitely played over 200 games. I'll just throw that out there. So he gets the ball to Collins, and Collins throws it down hard in the paint.
Thunder dunk of justice.
Okay, in the last 5 years. I think Wembanyama can make 101 points and break Wilt's record. Rod and pull-up jumper is no good. Doug McDermott with the rebound. Okay, last 5 years, Phil. I was going to say there has to be Vassell. He's alone in the paint. He easily gets his own.
Thunder dunk of justice.
The Trailblazer crowd, I think I maybe hear just a little light booing there. Daniel Jimenez, I'm doing very good. Thank you for asking. By the way, if you're not done so, make sure you like and subscribe. It does help the channel. And would love to have you join our wonderful sports community. And this is primarily a San Antonio Spurs channel. So if you're a Spurs fan or a Wemby fan or both, hit that subscribe button. Speaking of Spurs, it's their ball right now. Devin with the ball at the free throw line. Out to a wide open Malachi Branham. Corner three is no good. And now a time. What? Nope, this is another whistle. Song was put in a very terrible position to start the season. Any player playing the Pistons this season has a chance of scoring 100 plus. Nice, Michelob. It's unfortunate we won't get to see him play for long periods, but Pop is playing it extremely safe, as he should. With the ankle injury, yes, he is playing it very, very safe with Wemby right now. I like to see Blake Wesley at the end of the game. I would not say Scoot Henderson sucks. Branham is at the line for two, by the way. Rich, about that 69 Spurs shirt, do you want it black or white? I think we should stick with this color scheme. I like the black jerseys. I know Duncan's there in white, but he's a GOAT, so he should stand out like an angel. But otherwise, I like the white lettering and black jerseys. Plus, white jerseys are harder to keep clean. I hope we don't trade Kelly either, Francisco. But Bacano, I hope so. It's a 17-point game with 6.5 minutes to go. Scoot Henderson with the ball right now. And gets the ball into Jabari Walker. And we're going to have a foul on Zach Collins. Oh, it's going to be feel good to get a win. If they hold on, which I think they should at this point. The Spurs on a 5-game losing streak, looking for their 5th win of the year. Wemby having a great game. And it'd be nice, it'd be nice for us to beat Portland both nights. But if Wemby sits tomorrow, I have not as good of a feeling about us getting the win. Unless Portland is this trash. It depends on Portland's lineups tomorrow. DeAndre Ayton sat out tonight. Shaedon Sharpe sat out. Anthony Simon sat out. If they're all back tomorrow night and the Spurs are resting some guys, then it could be a rough game for us. And I'll probably keep an eye on the injury report for the Spurs. If we're resting half the roster, then I might take tomorrow night off. I think Wemby's going to be out, but if I see Wemby out, Keldon out, Devin out, Sohan out, if I see the whole starting lineup out, I must be like, all right, maybe I'll take the night off and enjoy my time with Miss TSR. Zach, jump hook in the paint is good. Pop not letting Wemby stat bad. I wonder if we'll see a Dominic Barlow sighting tonight. Spurs are up 17. Scoot Henderson pull-up jumper, no good. Down the cell with the rebound. Shaedon Sharpe is not playing. He's out tonight. No Shaedon Sharpe for the Portland Trailblazers. NBA fans are so sitting out. MJ would never. Well, I'll tell you what, Adrian, you start paying me $10 million a year on YouTube, and I will not miss a game either. I do this for fun and for free. You guys do send super chats and things, but otherwise, it's just my personal time. And mind you, MJ had one job. I have a real job. I do 40 hours a week. On top of this, that means I work, if you count this as work, easily over 50 hours a week. I don't know where I'm going with that. If Scoot continues playing this bad, if Portland wants to rid him, shit, I can't imagine Portland's giving up on Scoot Henderson already. No way. MTK, very good possibility. DeAndre Ayton playing on the Spurs. People wanted him before. The Portland just got him. I don't know if they traded for him or if he was a free agent. I honestly don't remember how he got over to Portland. I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon. Zach fouled out? Did he? Nah, I shouldn't do that. Yeah, by the way, hopefully you're doing better. Both of you, Carlos and Glaze and Baking. Oh, I thought you were saying I was softer sitting out a game, Adrian. I was like, come me some slack, man. I'm on here a lot. 2 free throws, but you're right. The NBA is not what it used to be. Jordan played 82 games, 7 or 8 times in his career? David Robinson played 82 games multiple times in his career. The game has changed a lot. As much as I hear how much better physically today's players are than the players of before, Today's players before played 82 games, and they played in eras where they were getting beat up much more in the paint from fouls. It was a much more physical game back in the 90s and early 2000s. Devasel, pull-up jumper, back rim, no good. I like Dominic Barlow. He's just not getting any playing time. 18-point game, 5-minute mark. Grant's runner's good. I felt, as soon as Collins fouled out, I thought for sure Wemby would come in. He's not in. He might not be coming back in. Derek, nothing on the Bobo trade rumors. Bobo's not playing at all in Phoenix. I'm not sure we would have to give up for him. We'd probably have to move a player off the roster. Maybe some picks. I doubt he's coming here. I really do. Vassell jumps out of the arena on every jump shot. Coach, it looks like the Spurs are finally going to get a much-needed win. After a 5-game losing streak, you're a Grizzlies fan. You've been through the good and bad. And the team right now, it's been tough this year. Because as a Spurs content creator, the Spurs have, and primarily that's the team I cover on this channel, they've only been bad. TSR Sports in its 5th year. The 5-year anniversary will be April next year. And the Spurs, this will be the 5th season we cover them. They've only been bad. And I really thought drafting Wemby, they'd be better, and thought the channel would really start to grow this year, and neither has happened. The channel has grown, but the growth has been much slower than expected. But even worse, the team is much better than anyone ever predicted. They're a very young team. Maybe expectations were too high by a lot of us. David Robinson came to the Spurs, immediate turnaround. Tim Duncan came to the Spurs, immediate turnaround. Granted, that was also with David Robinson coming back from injury. But as Spurs fans, we're used to drafting a guy number 1, and then in their first season, we have an immediate playoff team. That is not going to be the case with Victor Wembanyama. In all fairness to Victor, he's a 19-year-old rookie, 24-year-old rookie, 22-year-old rookie, college ball. So much different situation. Also, both players had some vets around them. I mentioned Tim Duncan had David Robinson there when he came in. When Robinson came into the league, he had Terry Cummings and a few other vets. So it's a totally different situation. But it's been rough watching the team lose as much as they have. Exactly, Coach. You need more time. Don't jinx it. We'll be team act again. If we blow this lead, you're going to be an angry video for me tomorrow. Pop already said, don't expect the Spurs to be active at the trade deadline. I don't. I do not. LOL trolling. Are you blind? Sohan thinks he's a superstar, but he is soft forward. Barlow better than Sohan. Nah, I don't know about that yet. If he was, then Barlow would be getting a heck of a lot more minutes. So clearly the Spurs see something or don't see something yet in Dominic Barlow. And yes, he is 19. Vic's 3rd year, we're going to be contenders. That would be great. Pop said no moves, and I believe that's going to be the case. But you never know. Sohan's been playing better. His 3-point shooting has gotten much better. The biggest thing, listen, I've actually defended him, and I'm not the biggest Jeremy Sohan fan, but he gets knocked out of his position through no fault of his own. He had a good rookie season, but the Spurs drafted the franchise in Victor Wembanyama, so to start the season, he gets knocked out of his natural spot at a 4, and now he's playing point guard, which he's never done in his life. So that really screwed up his season. It is Spurs ball, and I don't see Wemby. I don't think we're going to see Wemby again tonight. Which means he's going to be stuck on 7 blocks. He had a fantastic game. He's kind of a great stat line for how little he played. Speaking of Jeremy Sohan, he has the ball right now for the Spurs. He's going to force a shot with the shot clock running down off the back iron. No good. And Badji with the rebound. I don't think trading Sohan seems like one, I don't think it'll happen. But this was a nice overall pick from last year. You do not successfully rebuild teams by trading them in year number 2. And also, if you guys think he sucks as much as he does, then he doesn't have any trade value. That's one thing I don't get. And I'm not knocking anybody in particular, but when you say, so-and-so sucks, trade him, well, if you think he sucks, don't you think the other NBA teams might think he sucks too? Which means we ain't getting anything for him. I just want you to think about that logic. He sucks, trade him. If he sucks, we're not getting anything for him. That's how trades work. You get what you trade for. And if we have a sucky player, don't expect a lot in return except for maybe a 2nd-round pick. Trey Jones gets rejected in the paint. That's a turnover for the Spurs. It is Portland ball. No, Toby, we don't. Our biggest player out there is Sohan. He's what, 6'9", 6'8"? Pop running the small ball lineup right now, though. Actually, Nabaji's out there. He's a 7-footer, so I stand corrected. Why don't we have a big out there? Why don't we put Dominic Barlow out there? Scoot Henderson going to drive. Pull-up jumper is good. Rich, great common sense logic. I'm just saying. $14-point lead. Kelvin's going to drive in the paint. The runner is good. Pop is playing the long end, letting Wemby get his big feet wet and develop at his own pace. So, Liza, I get that, but, you know, he's a 19-year-old kid. I think it's, you know, some guidance, I don't know. I don't really know what the Spurs are doing. I hope in the end, anything I've been critical about on the team this year, I hope I'm completely wrong and we see a huge turnaround next season. I don't think we'll see the turnaround this year, Vassell, the jumper in the paint, but hopefully next year we're in playoff contention again. Dear Pop, fire yourself. How do you really feel, MTK? Exactly, JPA. This corner three is no good. Baji with the putback. Spurs have a nice lead, though, with 2.5 minutes to go. That's a good statement, Mr. TSR. You don't trade with the player. Sign the Baji guy. I like this Baji guy. That three-pointer is no good for the Spurs. Sorry, I was looking at the chat. This Baji guy's on a two-way contract. I like what I'm seeing from him. I never heard of him until tonight. Scoot Henderson for three. All right. Getting a little interesting now. Spurs calling a timeout. Joe, next year will be different. Carlos, I don't want to say that we won yet. There's still 2 minutes and 13 seconds left, and it's now an 11-point lead. And Baji winning over some people tonight. Brody saying Baji's tight. Is Pop yelling at Devin? Well, good. Ronald, I think we should bring Wemby back. Get him back in the game. Let's close this game out strong and get a win tonight. Right? I mean, I fully expect us to be a lottery team this year. We're not going to have some kind of miracle turnaround, but it'd be nice to beat the teams that are in the bottom five with us. Teams like the Wizards, teams like the Pistons, teams like the Blazers. We're not a great team, but I don't want to lose to the other worst teams in the NBA. I want to at least be better than that. Spurs accept useless players on trade. They give Derek White for Langford, and Richard was okay. I think we got a first-round pick swap with Derek White, but that is not until 2028. So that was a weird one. All this plate spinning with everyone's development ain't easy, but if the Brian Wright or even RC, I should probably be building my coaching staff for when we going past Pops. You know, this is the weird thing, too. When somebody made a good point of this, I don't know if I read it in an article or you guys mentioned it. When Tim Duncan came to the Spurs, Pop was at an age where it was certainly realistic that he would be there for all of Timmy's career. Pop is not going to be here for Wemby's career. Not all of it. I love Greg Popovich. I love what he's done for the franchise. He's, 74? If Wemby plays 15 more years, I seriously doubt Pop is coaching until he's around 90. I seriously doubt that. By the way, Wemby has checked back in the game. We're going to have a drive, and Kelvin's going to get blocked out of bounds. It'll stay Spurs ball. Baji, what? This Baji dude. Who's this Baji guy? This blonde-haired Baji dude. He's got 3 blocks tonight off the bench for Portland, and he plays hard. Baji, leave us alone. We get the ball on the Trey Jones. Trey Jones reverse layup is good. Nice inbound pass by the Spurs. Back to a 13-point game. But Pop won't be here for Wemby's whole career, so I think we need to start planning. And the Spurs do. Wemby with 6 assists tonight. Who's going to be the replacement? Who's going to guide Wemby throughout his whole career? Jeremy Grant with the ball. Runner in the paint. No good. Couple follow-ups, no good. And finally, the Spurs will step out of bounds. It's going to be Blazers ball. What? Why didn't Trey start? I mean, he's not a good three-point shooter. He is short by NBA standards. That being said, I don't think Malachi Branham is the answer as a starter. He can be a streaky shooter and be a good shooter, but he's not going to give us the playmaking ability of Trey Jones or run the offense or see Wemby like Trey does. So I don't know why we haven't started Trey. Trey started 60-something games last year. He started 0 this year. Turnover for the Blazers, and hopefully that puts the final nail in the coffin for Portland. And the Pistons did not win a high. 11 turnovers for the Spurs, 13 for the Blazers. 1 minute and 5 seconds to go. The Spurs look like they're going to get a win. Alley-oop to Wemby. Nice pass by Devin.
Thunder dunk of justice.
That's 30 points for Wemby. Baby. 30 bombs, 6 boards, 6 assists, 7 blocks, and he's played what? Under 25 minutes, I think. Ellen Terry, 15-point lead, 58 seconds, 24 minutes. I got to think the Spurs are going to hold this one down. They would need a Reggie Miller, Tracy McGrady-like performance out of somebody on Portland to get the win at this point. All hero, no cape. Good evening to you. How about we give a thumbs up here for the Wemby 30-pointer and a Spurs win? I think I can say it's going to be a Spurs win at this point.
Go Spurs, go! Go Spurs, go!
Yes, Carlos, exact same thing. Tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern, San Antonio Spurs are playing the Portland Trailblazers in Portland. Not sure I'll be live tomorrow night. Miss TSR Sports will be here. If she says go live, then you know, I will. Pistons probably going to go for a 50-game losing streak. As the Pistons will find a win at some point. Pistons almost beat the Celtics tonight. And it looks like we got the bench. Rooney, the Blake Wesley signing. Sandro Mamukelashvili signing. So the Spurs are emptying the bench a little bit. Scoot Henderson pull-up jumper. I'm surprised Scoot is still in there. Why is Scoot in there? You're not coming back. Why have a valuable asset like Scoot Henderson on the floor? I don't get that. Bad move on Portland. Phillips should pull him out. Like Leslie with the bar right now for the Spurs. Drives in the paint. Passes it out to Bram. They go around the world to Mamu. Mamu for 3. Three's a little short. Mr. Z with the $2 super chat says everything's coming together little by little. Thank you for the support of the channel, my friend. Appreciate it. Portland ball. And that shot is no good. Portland gets the ball. Baji with the rebound. Kicks it out for 3. That 3's no good. Brandon with the rebound, and the Spurs will just walk the ball out. The 5-game losing streak is over, Spurs fans. And Wemby, big tonight. His second or third career 30-point game. 7 blocks. We'll do the final stats in just a moment. It feels good to get a win. And we have a good chance of beating Portland tomorrow night, too. Can we get the 200 thumbs up, Carlos? I don't know. What are we at? We're at 184. We can get the 200 thumbs up. Only 16 of you hit the thumbs up that haven't. That would give us 200 thumbs up, and that would make us all happy, just like this. That's not the happy I was looking for. Make me happy like this. The little Spurs dance. There you go. Little coyote dance. Let's pull up the halftime stats, and then I need to get my butt to bed. It is 12:30 in the morning where I am. I got to go to work in 6.5 hours. Oh, God. I got to go to work in 6.5 hours. I don't like that. Oh, boy. For any of you that also have to work in the morning that have stayed up, appreciate you. For anybody that stayed up or got up early, Spurs played well in the second half. The Blazers outscored them 60-59, so we held the lead. All right, let's get into the final stats. For the Blazers, Kamara with 1 point, 0 for 5 from the field. Not a good night for him. Grant led all Blazers scoring with 29 points, plus 10 boards and 5 assists. Did have 4 turnovers, though. Played 41 minutes. I wonder if he'll be good to go tomorrow night. Brown only had 4. Brogdon with 29 for the Blazers. Scoot Henderson with 25. Off the bench, Wainwright with 0. Walker with 6. Baji, who's getting a lot of love from Spurs fans. In 14 minutes, Baji had 7 points, 9 boards, and 3 blocks. Keep an eye on that kid. He was balling tonight. Tybal had an awful game for the Blazers off the bench. 1 for 7 from the field, 4 points. And then Mays was even worse. 0 for 8. Dude took 8 shots. Skylar Mays took 8 shots and missed all of them. He put up a donut tonight. For our San Antonio Spurs, Julian Champagny with 2 points. I don't know why he's in the starting lineup. He played 14 minutes. I don't know why he's starting. I don't know why he's starting. Jeremy Sohan with 16, 7, and 3. Victor Wembanyama with a huge game, 9 of 14 from the floor, 10 of 10 from the line. He had 30 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 7 blocks, and only 1 turnover. No fouls. A monster game for Wemby. Devin Vassell with 17 points. Vassell was great from 2-point land. He was 5 of 7, just 2 of 9 from threes. A little like to see him shoot a little less threes. He did have 5 boards, 7 assists, and 4 steals. So showing us some D tonight. I like it. Malachi Branham with 13 points. Off the bench, Zach Collins with 11. Mamu with 0. Dougie with 8. Osman with 4. Kellen had a quiet night, only 9 points. 4 of 11 from the field. 1 of 6 from beyond the arc. Would have liked to see him cut, maybe take a few less three-pointers and maybe drive to the paint a little more. Trey Jones with 8 points and 6 assists off the bench. He was a little bit cold tonight, 2 of 6. And then Blake Wesley played a whole minute and had 0 stats across the board. Looks like computer code 1000000. The win, though, guys, 118-105. Spurs get their 5th win of the year. And, hey, I'm happy about it. And we got 210 likes, the 210. We got the Spurs, the San Antonio area code, the 210. I can't complain about that, can I? No, I cannot. That was a great game. That felt good to get a win. Portland's not very good. We're not very good either. And maybe we can get a back-to-back win tomorrow night. My friends, though, I need to get to bed. It is 12:30 in the morning, so I need to get it calling a night. Me and Coyote need to get some sleep. So thank you very much for hanging out tonight and joining me for the Spurs win. Until next time, what you gonna do when TSR Sports runs wild on you? Spurs go.